sir. I transferred a couple credits, but
well, you did a good thing, I guess. But that game was not a pretty game for the Purdue Boilermakers.
Doug, I got an email this morning that the officials here at the Camping World grand opening game wanted a clean coin toss. So I guess they thought I was dirty. So I am not going to be allowed. And really going to be a special moment. I was wondering if they're going to do it here. But this is as LSU runs out, Florida State at their home games, Chief Osceola will ride a horse and they will light a spear on fire and usually plant it at the 50. It's one of the great traditions in college sports. He's not going to be able to plant it because we got artificial turf here at Camping World Stadium, but they've dropped the lights as for LSU's opening run out, and now Florida State being the home team, they're going to come out here second. So, Doug, I don't know if you've seen this. 1990, I think it was the last time we played at Doak Campbell Stadium, and that was a forgettable game. Lost that one 42-3, but it's been a while since we've seen Chief Osceola in person. You remember that?
I don't remember seeing him on that day, but I've seen him on TV enough to make me remind myself that I do not want the Seminoles to win this game.
I'll tell you, Doug, I've gotten some text message. What's the breakdown of fans here? I will tell you it's 80-20 Florida State, and that's generous. It is definitely a Florida State, pro-Florida State crowd here. There's some Florida State people mixed in on the LSU side. And it figured LSU had just come here with the bowl game and been here so often. But it feels like we're at Doak Campbell Stadium here tonight, minus the having turf instead of grass, as we are still waiting for Chief Osceola and Florida State to run out here. 4:50 remaining on the pregame clock. LSU already on the field and working out. Oh, I see what they've done here. They put a box on the 35.
And here he comes, Gordy.
Chief Osceola to the other end. There's been many stories about that horse, and they have police around it to make sure other teams, particular one in South Beach, would get in the way of the horse doing this. And there's been a history of when Chief Osceola has done this, but it is one of the great traditions here. Because now he's coming on to the box. And he will, you can hear him out there, he will plant the spear.
Well, this is quite a scene here as the spear on fire is being planted at the 35-yard line at the hash mark. It's going to be dangerously close to where you were there to witness the toss of the coin, Gordy.
It might have been a safety precaution. Maybe after all, I wasn't dirty. The clean toss was about, just making sure neither of the sideline guys caught an accidental spear that happened to miss and bounce off the artificial turf.
Well, so what kind of uniforms, though, are these teams going to wear tonight? LSU gets to wear their home white jerseys with the trim on the shoulders, gold pants, gold headgear with the insignia on the side.
Yeah, Florida State in their traditional.
Florida State traditional.
Yeah.
This is what they always wear or prefer to wear, I think, which is the burgundy jerseys, the plain gold, flat gold pants, and the kind of shiny gold helmets, a little bit shinier than the pants. Good-looking uniforms for both teams. These are two of the classic uniforms in college football.
That's right, tradition this day and age when a lot of people are going to alternate uniforms and so forth. This is a game you like to see the tradition stick out, and they do that. I got a chance to watch Florida State warm up. A couple things were impressive to me. This offensive line for Florida State, they returned 3 starters. They got 2 back through the transfer portal, but the big story is they feel like this is the best offensive line that they've had in 10 years in Tallahassee, and they look the part. It's a good-looking offensive line. The receivers, we're going to talk a bit about these guys. Wilson, number 14 at 6'6", and 6'4", Keon Coleman, really the story of the camp. And I guess one of the storylines for Florida State, from Opelousas, Louisiana, he signed at Michigan State. A lot of people were interested in him. He decided to come to Florida State to run opposite Johnny Wilson. So they're 6'6", 6'7" on one side and 6'4" in Coleman. And I've seen some NFL mock drafts already, and some people have him projected in the top 15. So I think one of the keys for LSU is how do they contain this outstanding wide receiver duo with LSU with a brand new secondary. And I think we'll see back there, Deuce Chestnut's going to start at one corner. On the other side, Zy Alexander from Southeastern. Chestnut was all ACC a year ago at Syracuse, and they'll play some nickel and dime. Greg Brooks will continue to play the nickel role. It'll be Major Burns and Andre Sam at the safety position. Sam came to LSU via Marshall. He was a huge get because the Tigers were really thin.
And they forced you out of the huddle for the toss of the coin.
Okay, you got
but they tossed it anyway. Let's see who the winner was. I think Florida State won it. They declined to exercise. LSU will receive here. And as we look on the field to our right, they're going to be headed right to left. Florida State will be kicking off here to start the first half, left to right. So we're all ready to get this thing teed up. Woody, thank you for the color commentary, although I'm very disappointed the officials shunned you and kept you out of the huddle. It's a trademark that you've set, and I think Southeastern football is all the worse for it.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you for those words, Doug.
Okay. So LSU out, ready to kick it off as we're down on the field. We've described the uniforms both teams are wearing. LSU in their traditional home jerseys, home pants and headgear. Florida State likewise in their burgundy jerseys, their gold helmets, their gold pants. They'll be kicking off left to right as we look down on the field, and we'll wait and see how good LSU is offensively. They've been bragging about it in the newspaper, but newspaper doesn't score points, so we'll find out quickly today. And the way we're going to find is to have Chris Blair tell you exactly what happens on this first series. This is exactly what LSU wants to start with. So, Chris, it's about time to tee it up. Here to give you all the play-by-play, the voice of the LSU Tigers, Chris Blair.
Thank you, Doug. Welcome in, Tiger fans. We're ready to kick off the 2023 season here in Orlando. It'll be Ryan Fitzgerald teeing it up at the 35-yard line. As Doug told you, Florida State won the toss. Defer to the second half. They will kick this left to right, back deep for the Tigers. It'll be Aaron Anderson. As the kick is in the air, boot meets ball, back of the end zone. But we've got football here in 2023, and the touchback. LSU will start first down and 10. Again, Aaron Anderson, transfer in, Louisiana, born and raised. 1 year at Alabama, suffered through injury and got healthy, decided to come to LSU. And Coach Kelly earlier this week announcing he would be the number one on-ball receiver for kickoffs. That time, no chance as Fitzgerald puts it in the back of the end zone. And we will see your Fighting Tigers. First down and 10 at the 25 of their own. Jayden Daniels, returning quarterback, will line the Tigers up as they work just inside the near side hash. Again, the Tigers attacking right to left on your dial. Trey Bradford will get the start at tailback. He'll be on the right hip of Daniels, who takes the first down snap. Steps back in the pocket, wants to throw, gets it to Bradford, near side 35. He's across midfield and stays upright after a shoestring tackle. Eventually falls down at the Florida State 20-yard line. Akeem Dent saves the score as Bradford comes out of the backfield. Daniels looks to his right, comes back left, hits him on the run. And Bradford does the rest, scampering 55 yards. First down and 10, one play. They're playing on the Seminoles side of the field. Football just inside the Capital One red zone. First down and 10 inside the Seminole 20. Tigers, one play under their belt. This time, Daniels going to flip it out to Taylor, far side. Taylor with a stiff arm at the 18. Scampers down the far sideline inside the 10. Knocked out of bounds near the 5. Picks up another first down. First and goal for the Fighting Tigers after a 15-yard gain. Shaheem Brown eventually able to get the big tight end for the Tigers out of bounds. And LSU on the attack quickly. First down, goal to go from the Florida State 5. Mark it down on the far right hash mark. They'll send two receivers left, one to the right. Daniels in the shotgun, along with Bradford. Here's the snap. Gets it to Bradford, puts his head down, runs into a wall of Seminoles, reaches the 4-yard line, only about a 1-yard gain. And that'll set up second down and goal for this Tiger offense. Mike Denbrock in his second year, one of the themes coming into 2023, the continuity for LSU, not only returning players, but for the most part, the entire staff. Again, the Tigers quickly working inside the Capital One red zone. Josh Williams now will check in at running back. We'll see him for the first time this season. LSU knocking on the door, just underway. First quarter action here from Orlando. Second down, goal to go from the Seminole 4. Snap is back to Daniels. Daniels going to keep off the left edge. Tried to cut inside, but runs in to a group of Florida State defenders. They will wrap him up after he reached the 3, but a late flag as they really slung Daniels after the whistle. Looks like Akeem Dent. And maybe Dent got a little too aggressive there. Looked like they had halted the play, Gordy. Did you hear the whistle? Of course, Florida State known for playing to the echo of the whistle.
Yeah, definitely. They kept on after the whistle was blown. I know it's loud, but that when there is over and beyond. That was extra stuff right there. That was a good call.
Yeah, that's the kind of call you're going to see. And they're going to call it early in the game. They want to set a tempo. They know both of these teams are revved up to play really hard in this game, and they want to slow that down, let them play football between the whistles, but not afterwards.
So after the infraction, you heard the Florida State fans not liking it, but it moves the Tigers up. First down, goal to go inside the Seminole 2. Ball middle of the field. Waiting on the snap, Daniels claps, gets it, hands it off Williams. Again, he'll be stuffed immediately. Only got back to the line of scrimmage as Florida State right now set up defensively to stop the run. Akeem Dent again right there in the middle, able to help get in, make the tackle. He's already made a name for himself here in this opening drive. Again, LSU took the touchback, one play, 55 yards. Went from there, 25 down to the 20-yard line of Florida State. Now just trying to punch it in. We'll see Thomas, Lacey, and Nabers, wide receivers for Daniels here. Again, second down, goal to go just beyond the Seminole 1-yard line. Now Mason Taylor going to be brought closer to the line of scrimmage as the tight end to the left. Two wideouts to the right, including Lacey in the slot. Nabers, lone receiver left, looking for Nabers. Toss, and it is broken up back left corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Pretty good coverage that time by Renardo Green.
Florida State sideline wants a penalty called on LSU for not getting that snap off early enough. I think they withdrew their wish after that incomplete pass. Came to be third down and goal at the 2.
Big third down here. Again, the Tigers quickly inside the Capital red zone, but now stumbling inside the 10. Third down, goal to go. Ball just outside the 1-yard line. Daniels now changing Williams to the right to left hip. Trip receivers right. Daniels looking to throw. Time in the pocket, slings it, and back of the end zone, and out of bounds. No good, incomplete to Nabers. Great throw by Daniels, but Nabers ran out of real estate. That's going to set up fourth down and a yard. Fourth down and goal.
That was a good call, Chris. I'm standing back here behind the stripe. His right foot was out. First one that hit was actually out. He was running a delay. They got a free release inside. If he just got 2 or 3 more seconds, might have been able to lead him to the corner, but unfortunately, Naples couldn't keep his feet down.
And it's a replay of the Alabama goal line play.
Tigers going for it on fourth and a yard. Daniels lines him up, sends strip receivers to the right. Now will look to the near sideline, and Brian Kelly spraying down there to the 10, wants a timeout. He came sprinting, did not look, and felt like his team was ready to go. Again, last season, the Tigers 50% on fourth downs. But again, Doug, you get this great start all the way deep into Florida State territory. And right now, they're down to a fourth and goal from the 1. Timeout on the field. We're just underway. LSU again knocking on the door. No score. We'll return to Orlando after this on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Unrivaled content, unprecedented access. LSU Gold, powered by Bayou Traditions, is the only place for exclusive behind-the-scenes content featuring your favorite LSU teams. It's all access to the Tigers all year long, from pregame warm-ups to postgame celebrations and every moment in between. You can watch LSU Gold anywhere, anytime, and on your favorite device. Go to lsu.gold today to sign up for your free 7-day trial, so you can be there for each step of LSU's championship journeys. That's lsu.gold.
When are 3 letters more than 3 letters? When they represent 14 storied universities, Generations of tradition and unbridled passion. Stadiums and arenas swelled with diehard fans. More than 260 national titles, thousands of All-Americans, and hundreds of Olympians. And the one conference where every catch, shot, swing, and stride just means more.
He's got a seam. He's down the near side hash.
Tiger fans, if you've ever wanted to listen to the LSU Sports Radio Network while watching your Fighting Tigers on TV, now you can, and it's easy to do.
Just pause the TV. Use the LSU Sports mobile app to stream the audio on your smartphone or tablet. Connect to a smart speaker, then wait for the audio to catch up to the point your TV is paused. Push play, and you are all set.
Watch the Tigers and listen with the LSU Sports Radio Network and the LSU Sports mobile app.
15-10-5, touchdown! Tigers!
The SEC is more than the Southeastern Conference. It's the Saturday electrifying conference, the Sunday elite conference, the stadium erupting conference, the stunning eyeballs conference, the superbly entertaining conference, the storied enduring conference, and more often than not, the see you later everyone else conference. This is the SEC, where it just means more.
First quarter action, presented by Burns Estate Planning, continues on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Back here in Orlando, opening drive for the Tigers, looking at fourth down, goal to go from the Seminole 1-yard line. Tigers made a decision to line up on fourth down. Timeout was called. They regroup, bring it right back out. The ball placed just inside the near side hash. Again, as the Tigers trying their find their way into the end zone. 2 hour left. Florida State lines up front. Daniels in the shotgun. Williams on a wing to his right. Here's the snap. Daniels with time. Now pressure comes, and he will be dropped back at the 15-yard line. A loss of 14 yards and a delayed blitz. DJ Lundy eventually got free and got to the Tiger quarterback. And the Tigers come away empty-handed in what was a fantastic drive to start, but bogged down inside the red zone. And Florida State will take over with the ball at their own 14-yard line.
And this will tell you an awful lot about both of these teams. LSU started out with two dynamic plays. First play from the scrimmage, and then after that, Florida State has taken over the defensive line of scrimmage, and they just will not allow LSU to get into the end zone. So Florida State throws LSU for a loss out to their own 14-yard line. They take it over on downs, first down for Florida State.
So we'll see Jordan Travis, highly heralded quarterback in his 6th year of college football. A little high snap on first down, but he'll bring it down. Throw out to the near side flat. Broken tackle up across the 15 to the 6-yard line. 6-yard gain for Jaheim Bell, who had to fight his way to get there. Eventually, Major Burns, Tigers safety, makes the stop. But they'll give him 5 yards, mark it down at the 19 of their own. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for Florida State. Again, an offense under Travis, who put up big numbers last year. They expect to see big numbers this year. 3 wide to the left as Travis rolls out to his left. Design sprint out with time. Throws on the run, but overthrown far side at the 27-yard line. Looking for Keon Coleman, but that one too much air on it. And interestingly enough, Doug, LSU gets down inside the red zone. Tried to run it a couple of times. That was a no-go. And then the last 2 plays they attempted, tried to go to the air. Could not make it happen. Florida State, as you said, got a little more momentum, stiffened up on that defensive front.
And it's up to LSU now to take that momentum back from Florida State.
Lawrence Toafili will check in at the running back here for Benson as Travis sets up in the gun. 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left side. 3rd down and 5 for the Seminoles. Motion to receiver, right to left. Travis, pocket holds, fires a bullet, and it is grabbed with a sliding catch it up above the 30 to the 31-yard line, and they'll pick up the first down. Johnny Wilson, known for his height, standing 6'7", 240 pounds, but that time showing some agility. Had to slide, go down on the ground, and bring it in after a gain of 12 yards. First down and 10 for the Seminoles. Mark it up now at their own 31-yard line. Motion to receiver again, right to left. Travis under center for the first time tonight. Going to hand it off. They'll go to the ground and up the middle. Not much doing there.
I'll tell you what, Chris, if anybody wanted to know if Harold Perkins is ready to play inside linebacker, what a wonderful job of diagnosing that play. He filled the gap and head on with the running back. Fantastic play from number 4 there.
Toafili picks up 3, maybe they'll say 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8 now for the Seminoles. Started this drive inside their 20 after holding LSU on a 4th down stand at the 1-yard line. Trip receivers left, 2 to the right side. Ball middle of the field is Travis taking some time. Eventually calls for the snap, and he has it. Looking left, comes back to his right with his eyes and throws to a wide-open receiver at the 42, up across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Johnny Wilson, 2nd catch of the night. That time wide open, just outside the near side hash, and made an easy 13-yard reception. It'll be 1st down and 10. Florida State moving towards midfield. 9:33 clock moving. First quarter, no score. Trey Benson will check back in at running back. He'll be deep in the hole as Travis will work under center once again. 2 receivers out wide to the left, 1 to the right. Travis, little play action, looking downfield. Sends it far side, throws it behind the intended receiver. He was open, but it is incomplete down at the 35-yard line. And a flag down. Boy, oh boy, had the man open, and Keon Coleman threw it behind him. Greg Brooks was there, and contact was made, and we got a flag.
Called the interference on Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he got so open, I believe.
I'll tell you, it was a pick play. And so Wilson was the outside receiver and took Sage Ryan and basically grabbed him and drug him out of the way, and then they ran that wheel in behind him, and the receiver, the field judge, was right on the call, through the flag. Easy call there, and that's the right call.
Having trouble now with the referee's mic. Our referee, Derek Anderson. This is a Big 12 crew, by the way. Anderson, the crew chief tonight, but eventually said offensive pass interference will back up the Seminoles. 1st down, 25 at the 31-yard line. 9:18 to go. 2 receivers again left, 1 lone receiver to the right side for the Seminoles. Pistol formation as Travis calls for the snap. Again, a little high. He'll hand it off. Benson going left, cuts back inside to his right, breaks a couple of shoestring tackles up across the 40, just shy of the Seminole 43-yard line before Harold Perkins, along with Sage Ryan, eventually got him down on the turf. But it will be a 12-yard gain. Still some work to do after that penalty. It'll be 2nd and 13. Ball at the 43-yard line of their own. 2 receivers left, 3 split wide to the right. Empty backfield is Travis. Again, a long snap count here. He'll get the football, spin it, look to his left. Pressure comes. Now he'll step up, pointing downfield. Throws near side, and the catch is incomplete. Down around the 30-yard line. Excellent effort by Destin Hill, freshman out of New Orleans, former Edna Carr receiver. Greg Brooks was on coverage. And again, he was trying to make a spectacular catch and just couldn't hold on. It's incomplete. It'll set up 3rd and 13 here for Florida State. And again, last year, Seminoles 51% in 3rd down conversions. We'll see Lawrence Toafili again check back in. Redshirt junior out of St. Petersburg, Florida. He'll be the running back along with the quarterback, Jordan Travis, on 3rd and 13 from the 43. Tigers trying to get back some of that momentum here. Chance to do it on 3rd and long. Jordan flushed out to his left, now comes back to his right. Got Wilson wide open at midfield. He's into Tiger territory at the 45 and eventually brought down just shy of the LSU 40, and they pick up the 1st down. And Doug, I'll tell you something that stands out to me after that 17-yard gain. That's the 2nd catch Wilson's had tonight where he's been wide open.
And when you say wide open, you mean it. You know, the people who are listening on the radio, they don't know how wide open that is, but he is wide open. And the ball doesn't have to be thrown very well in order for it to be completed, but it is thrown well.
Big conversion on 3rd down. They come out firing on the slant. Catch going to be made now middle of the field, and by himself for a score will be Keon Coleman. A 40-yard touchdown, and Florida State is on the board, 6-0 Seminoles. And those last 2 plays, way too easy.
Well, I tell you, this game has changed so much, and dramatically so. 7:43 remaining in the first quarter. LSU started out with 2 outstanding plays to pick up big yards, and then Florida State stopped them, took it over, and despite a long penalty, they fought back, overcame that, got into the end zone for the touchdown. Florida State goes into the lead.
So a point after upcoming. Ryan Fitzgerald will have the honors. Waiting on the snap. Placement is down. Kick on its way, and the kick is good. And Florida State gets on the board first. It's 7-0 with 7:53 remaining here in the first quarter. Again, a great start for LSU. Got stuffed on 4th and goal from the 1. Florida State takes over, marches down the field. 9 plays, 86 yards in 4 minutes and 1 second. And they lead 7-0. Timeout on the field. Tigers get the football back for the second time when we come back. 7-0 Florida State. Back to Orlando after this on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Albertsons, curbside pickup is easy, but delivery is even easier. Try our new Fresh Pass program and enjoy unlimited free delivery on all your grocery needs. We're offering even more perks like 5% off some of our best brands like O Organic and Open Nature. Plus, even more rewards that never expire to use on gas or free groceries. Start your free 30-day trial today when you sign up for Albertsons Fresh Pass and get free delivery anytime and exclusive perks. Visit albertsons.com/Fresh Pass for program detail. Albertsons, fresh foods, local flavors.
What does it mean to be the best? How do you achieve success? For Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU, we do it by working as a team. We achieve greatness together. Our partnership means student athletes get the best care so they can perform their best and be there for the team. Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU. Together, we roar.
Hi, I'm Kevin Falk, LSU Hall of Famer. My years at LSU were amazing. I've always loved celebrating with my teammates, especially when someone was serving up some delicious Manda sauce. For a lot of Tiger fans, it's just not game day without Manda in the mix. Serving top quality sauces and original seasoning is Manda's strong side, but it's Manda's flavor that's always got me running back for more. You get it? Running back for more. After 75 years, the flavor still says it all. Manda Fine Meats, the official smoke sauce of LSU Athletics.
This is Richard Zuslaw, CEO of Acadian Ambulance Service. On behalf of all the Acadian employee owners, please be careful while driving. Always use your seatbelt and never text and drive.
First quarter action, presented by Burns Estate Planning, continues on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
7-0 Florida State. Leading LSU here. First quarter action, 7:53 remaining after a really great start for LSU. Took the opening kickoff, marched down the field quickly. In fact, a couple of plays, they were inside the Capital One red zone. A couple of plays later, they were at the 1-yard line. But Florida State said, not now. Able to hold them on a 4th down stand and then march down the field. 9 plays, 86 yards. Again, with the slant turned into a 40-yard touchdown pass from Jordan Travis to Keon Coleman. So LSU will be getting the football back here in just a moment as Fitzgerald once again tees it up at the 35-yard line.
And you got to figure this is a surprise somewhat to both teams. I don't know that Florida State figured they would come back so quickly, and LSU certainly didn't think they would come away with nothing.
Kickoff in the air from Fitzgerald. Again, almost same spot. Back of the end zone, takes a bounce out of bounds. It'll be a touchback. It'll be first down and 10 at the LSU 25. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on this, the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hear the Tigers roar worldwide. The LSU Sports Radio Network and the LSU Sports mobile app.
Back inside the broadcast booth here from Camping World Stadium. LSU with their second possession of the night, down 7-0 here early. We'll see Noah Kane check in on this series. His first time out there on the field at running back. Jayden Daniels will line up the Tigers. Mason Taylor will motion from left to right side at tight end. There's a low snap. Daniels holds it. Immediate pressure. Rolls to his right. Nothing downfield. Tries to cut back to his left and eventually tripped up as he crosses the 25. Falls forward to the 27-yard line. Only a gain of 2 as Patrick Payton be credited with the tackle. And again, Florida State getting pressure right up. Again, the low snap probably took some of the timing off, but as Jayden Daniels went down to secure the football, when he looked up, he had the Seminoles bearing down on him. Here's 2nd down and 8. Quick fire out in the flat far side. Caught up around the 30-yard line. Hauling it in will be Brian Thomas, his first catch of the season. A gain of 9 yards. Tatum Bethune, the middle linebacker, was there to eventually bring him down. As this time, Brian Thomas will line up wide to the left side. Lacey in the slot along with Nabers. They'll move Taylor to the left side, so 3 wide. As again, Kane remains on the field. 1st down and 10 at the 36. Almost there at the handoff, but they get it to Kane. He'll make it to about the 36. That's about all. Maybe just got back to the line of scrimmage. Again, not much doing. Not a lot of holes being penetrated up there by the offensive line for the running backs. Dennis Briggs was there to make the tackle.
Florida State's winning that battle up front. I mean, tackle to tackle, they are winning every battle at the line of scrimmage.
So now 2nd down and 10 at the 36 of their own. Daniels motions Aaron Anderson, the receiver, in motion, left to right. Huge hole up the middle, but again, Florida State closes quickly after the handoff to Kane. He'll be put down at about the 38-yard line by Braden Fisk. Just a 1-yard gain. Josh Williams now back in at running back. We've seen Bradford, we've seen Kane, we've seen Williams. Again, the Tigers down 2. Armani Goodwin injured, scratched for today, and John Emery Jr. out for the first couple of games of the year. 3rd down and 7 now at the 39. Tigers trying to keep this drive going, get a little momentum back. It is a home field advantage right now for the Seminoles. Daniels fires far side, catch made at the 45, up across midfield before being brought down by a team of Seminoles. That'll be Malik Nabers going up to make the grab. 12-yard gain. Shaheem Brown was there to make the stop, but it's a 1st down for the Fighting Tigers of LSU, and a big play there to keep this drive going as we roll to 5 minutes and 15 seconds remaining first quarter, and Florida State leading 7-0. I guess, Doug, if there's a guy you want to go to in that situation, Malik Nabers would be at the top of the list, and they do it there.
He's about as good as anybody out there.
Ball on the Knowles side of the field. 1st down and 10 at the 48. Design run for Daniels, far side. Got some room inside the 40 and knocked down at the 34-yard line. A gain of 12 is Daniels, who again carved up the Seminole defense in the opener last year in the second half. With a great design run, had the room to the right side. Bethune and Cypress eventually able to get to him. 1st down and 10 now at the Knoll 34-yard line. Big 3rd down conversion. Well, the Tigers on the march. 1st down and 10 at the 34. They'll send Williams wide to the left side. An empty backfield here for Daniels. 4-man rush. Pocket holds. Daniels throws, but overthrown at the 31-yard line. Williams, boy, he was open too in the flat at about the 35-yard line. He makes that grab. He's got some green turf in front of him, but it was overthrown off the mark. It'll be 2nd down and 10 at the 34.
Yeah, very unlike Jayden Daniels that time, too, because he had a wide-open receiver in the left flat, Williams, and just threw it over his head. I mean, threw it over his head by 2, 3, 4 feet, which is a long way on a pass that distance.
2nd down, 10 at the 34. We'll see Trey Bradford, who started the game at running back. He's back there on the left hip of Daniels. Again, pocket holds, the throw, near side. Lacey will grab it at the 24, breaks the tackle at the 20, down the near sideline, cuts inside defenders, all the way down to the Florida State 1-yard line. It's a 1st down and 10 for the Fighting Tigers. It's 33 yards on the reception, and the Tigers once again looking at 1st down goal to go, this time from the 1. DJ Lundy eventually made the tackle. Lacey looking good out in space. Here's a quick snap.
We are experiencing some technical difficulties. We've lost connection with Orlando. Looking to reconnect right now. We are still looking at technical difficulties right now, looking to reconnect with the guys up in Orlando. In the meanwhile, we are going to take a quick break on the Edna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Tiger fans, this is Eddie Kennison, former LSU football wide receiver. If you know me, you know I'm all about making big plays.
Tigers win! Tigers win!
That's why I joined the team at LSU Sports Properties. Our goal here is to help businesses make big plays both on and off the field. If you want to give your brand that competitive edge and be a part of the biggest stage in college sports, give the corporate sponsorship team at LSU Athletics a call. Your brand, our fans. Utilize the power of LSU Athletics to promote your business and sponsor LSU Athletics today. Call 225-578-2788. Go Tigers.
When are three letters more than three letters? When they represent 14 storied universities, generations of tradition and unbridled passion, stadiums and arenas swelled with diehard fans, more than 260 national titles, thousands of All-Americans, and hundreds of Olympians. And the one conference where every catch, shot, swing, and stride just means more.
Hey, Tiger fans, 12 and younger, don't miss your chance to be a part of Mike's Kids Club, presented by Shell, the exclusive kids club of LSU Athletics. Join Mike's Kids Club for only $25. Get the official Mike's Kids Club t-shirt, free admission to select LSU athletic events, and much, much more. To learn about upcoming events and to join, please visit lsumkc.com. The Mike's Kids Club, presented by Shell.
The SEC is more than the Southeastern Conference. It's the Saturday Electrifying Conference, the Sunday Elite Conference, the Stadium Erupting Conference, the Stunning Eyeballs Conference, the Superbly Entertaining Conference, the Storied Enduring Conference, and, more often than not, the See You Later Everyone Else Conference. This is the SEC, where it just means more.
First quarter action, presented by Burns Estate Planning, continues on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
We are still efforting to reconnect with the folks with the guys over in Orlando on the LSU Sports Radio Network. We are still experiencing technical difficulties. We've got a big network problem. I can tell you that as we led up to that break, Trey Bradford did punch one in from 1 yard out. Extra point was by Damian Ramos was good. LSU has tied the score. It is now 7 apiece at Camping World Stadium in Orlando. Please bear with us as we continue to try to reconnect with the game and the call of the play-by-play. Yeah. All right, talk to me. Can y'all hear me?
And sprints his way to the 30. But we'll see what the infraction is all about first.
2 flags. The first one's going to be holding on LSU. I thought Brian Thomas had too much jersey. The second one, there was something that happened out of bounds. I'm not sure if Florida State had a late hit. So we might have multiple. We definitely have multiple flags. The second flag came much later than the hold. The hold was clear on Thomas.
This Big 12 officiating crew huddled up over in front of the Tigers sideline at about the 25 where the first flag came out. They're having a
We have once again lost connection with the stadium, working to get that remedied as we speak right now. Trying to reconnect over in Orlando as the score is tied 7-7 between LSU and Florida State with, just right around 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Good coverage by Greedy Vance. He's credited with the tackle. They'll set up second down. They'll give him a half yard, so we'll say 2nd and 9 at the 45. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right side. Josh Williams again in at running back. We've seen a steady rotation here in the early going. Daniels now shouting instructions as they tighten up the formation, bring the receivers in a little closer to the left side. Daniels with the snap. Backside pressure, holds, and the pass out into the flat, into Seminole territory, inside the 40, and here's another late.
Once again, please bear with us. We're experiencing some network difficulties from Orlando, efforting to reconnect right now.
Down, coming up. 3rd and 7 from about the Seminole 19 when we return on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
NIL is dominating the college sports scene, and LSU has positioned itself at the front of the pack. But to remain competitive and stay ahead of the rest, we need your support. Bayou Traditions is the official NIL collective of LSU athletics. Join the tradition and become a member by signing up online at BayouTraditionsCollective.com. Members receive exclusive access to LSU student athletes that you can't get anywhere else. Help ensure LSU remains a leader in the NIL arena. Sign up today at BayouTraditionsCollective.com.
It's game day. What will you take to the tailgate? A flat screen TV? No problem. A mini fridge? Take it. A DJ sound system? Your wife's favorite blender? With a Ford F-150 truck, you can take it all. And the available Pro Power on board acts as a mobile generator, so you can use F-150 to power your tailgate to the next level. Visit your Southern Quality Ford dealer today. The LSU Tigers and Ford F-150. Let the good times roll. See owner's manual for important operating instructions.
Does your business have multiple locations? Are you tired of dealing with the ongoing maintenance issues, equipment to keep up with, and service requests? If so, call the experts at DiVincenti Brokerage for all of your commercial facility management needs. They will help to streamline all of the upkeep, repairs, and preventative maintenance for your locations. DiVincenti Brokerage. One team, one firm, one gold star. Give them a call at 225-408-7412 or divbrokerage.com.
Hey, Tiger fans, this is Bob McLaren with 44 Farms in Cameron, Texas. We're honored to be on your team. Starting this season, our all-beef 44 Farms Tiger Dogs will be available at Tiger Stadium to start enjoying the same premium, all-natural Angus beef with no added hormones or antibiotics that is served in many of the finest restaurants in the country. I personally invite you to visit 44steaks.com. Go Tigers! 44 Farms, proud partners of LSU Athletics.
Second quarter action of LSU Fighting Tiger football, presented by Dudley DeBosier, continues on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
7-7 our score here in Orlando. We get set to start second quarter action coming up again. Ladies and gentlemen, our apologies for technical difficulty that the network here failed at Camping World Stadium. So you might imagine there was some jumping and screaming in our booth next door to us. Jeff Colhane and the Seminoles Sports Network, they also were getting animated and apparently went throughout the press row. So they tell us now that they have reestablished the network. And again, we apologize for disruption of tonight's coverage. We can tell you going into the second quarter, it's 7-7 Florida State and LSU. Taking a look at the first quarter stats presented by Hancock Whitney, the official bank of LSU Athletics. Tigers with 163 yards total offense, 151 of that on the ground. They have rushed for 12 yards, including their lone score from Trey Bradford, his second career touchdown, by the way, as a Tiger. The Seminoles, 110 yards total offense, 94 of that through the air. Johnny Wilson, a big part of that. And rushing yards, Seminoles have ran for 16 yards. Gordy Rush, some changes in that last possession. In fact, a little bit in this current possession for LSU. Outside of the first, they hit a couple of big plays to open the game, but got bogged down in the red zone. They did a much better job of, it appeared, keeping Florida State on their heels.
They've done a great job of spreading the football field. We've seen Mason Taylor go from a wingback tight end to a flex tight end. What they're just trying to do is get all of those Seminoles from out in. They were sliding up in the tackle box, forcing them into coverage. LSU's got 4 to 5 receivers every time in route. That's tough to defend if you're playing man-to-man coverage.
We begin second quarter action. Second down 7 from the Knoll. 19 handoff Williams. Left tackle. He's got room. Gallops his way inside the 15. Makes his way down near the 13-yard line. Again, back inside the Capital One red zone. The Tigers have been there 3 times so far tonight. So far 1 for 2 as far as touchdowns are concerned.
We got to go, Chris. Double tight ends here. Actually, 2 tight ends. 4th and 1.
Yeah, to Williams, 4th and 1. So again, the Tigers got stuffed at the 1-yard line in the opening possession. As we'll see the double tights. Gordy mentioned Connor Gilbreth out of Redding, California. Out there along with Mason Taylor on 4th down and a yard. Daniels going to keep, and he's in all kinds of trouble now, just trying to fight to get back, and he will not. He'll be put down behind the line. A loss on the play. Second time on 4th down that Florida State have pinned their ears back, gotten to the LSU quarterback for a tackle for loss, and the turnover on downs going to give it back to the Seminoles. Huge momentum boost for Coach Norvell and company. Kalen DeLoach and Shyam Brown just made a beeline to Jayden Daniels.
And the disappointing thing about that is that LSU started out the game on a high note and then dropped immediately to a low note and then fought their way back on the high note to tie the score up. And that time they had the opportunity to go back on the high note, and they failed. And you can't afford to fail. You're going to give the other team a little too much confidence in their ability to stop you, and LSU doesn't want to do that with this Florida State team.
I mentioned from the outset, more questions last year in this matchup, more answers, at least on paper in this one. A small margin for error. Here's a floating pass to the right side after Jordan Travis was hit. Able to release it, get it to Kyle Morlock, who just happened to be there far side. That ball just fluttered up in the air. Luckily, Morlock got it. Andre Sam there for the tackle after a gain of just 2 yards.
Let's keep an eye on Travis. He's a little shaken up, a little gimpy after that Wingo. Tremendous penetration on the hurry there.
So now looking at 2nd down 8, move it to the right hash at their own 17-yard line. Snap. Travis, little toss near side to Benson. He will slip, go down shy of the 20 at about the 19-yard line. Only a gain of 2. Again, Andre Sam, highly heralded, transferring in from Marshall, the senior. And he makes the second tackle there. It'll be 3rd down and 5 as we'll see Lawrence Toafili return at running back for Benson. Ball placed at just shy of the 20-yard line of their own. 13-10 clock moving here. Second quarter action. 7-7 our score from Orlando. Florida State 2 for 3 on 3rd down so far tonight. Again, finished the year at 51% a year ago. Travis, plenty of time in the pocket. Scans right. Looks back left. Throws across the middle. Catch made at the 28. Up to the 29-yard line. It'll be Toafili out of the backfield making the grab. Major Burns on the stop. But a 9-yard gain will keep the drive going. So again, another 3rd down conversion there for Florida State. 7-7. Tigers and Noles tied up. Travis, shotgun snap. Gives to Toafili. A crossbuck going right side. And LSU able to plug up the hole quickly. Got to about the 31-yard line. Maybe a gain of 3. Greg Penn was there on the tackle for LSU. Penn, the junior out of Baltimore, Maryland. Ball with some help from Braden Swinson. Transfer in from Oregon to the program. 2nd down and 6. See Trey Benson return at running back. Ball at the 32-yard line. 3 down linemen for the Tigers. Pistol formation for Jordan, the quarterback. Now still shouting instructions to the right side of that line. And now taking more time. Play clock dwindling down. He'll take the snap. Handoff Benson. Stutter steps, goes to his right. LSU grabs a hold of him and brings him backwards. Not much doing there. Great job up front by the big Tigers. That'll set up 3rd down. Here's Braden Swinson. Nice job again. Getting in there and stopping the run game.
And there have been a lot of plays of the game in this game so far, but this is one more of them. 3rd down, about 6.5 to go for Florida State. LSU wants to stop here and then get a score out of that change of possession.
They are 3 for 4 on 3rd downs, converted moments ago. Now looking at 3rd down and 6 from their own 32. Motion to receiver left to right. They go to Wilson. He's wide open on the slant across the middle, and he can't hold on. He had the step on the defender, watched it in, must have had, maybe heard footsteps. Cy Alexander was behind him, but that's one he wants back. But the Tigers will take it. That sets up 4th and 6 in a punting situation here for the Noles.
And that's 2 drops in this game. Now, he's made some catches, but he's had a couple of drops when he was wide open and was going to pick up good yardage.
This will be 2nd punt of the game for Mastromano. This will be a rugby style, high into the air, end over end. Aaron Anderson back there, calls for the fair catch and mishandled the punt. Florida State picks it up. And LSU having a quick reminder of a year ago on special teams. As Araya Thomas recovers the fumble on teams for the Seminoles, and it comes out to be a great play on 4th down. As Aaron Anderson called for the fair catch, settled under it, and just did not haul it in. Right off the wrist and onto the turf, and then picked up. And now Florida State back in business. And that's, again, so many visions of that a year ago in special teams miscues, and that's something they put a lot of effort into in the offseason. And it cost them here. It'll be 1st down and 10 just outside the red zone at the 21-yard line. Florida State takes over in a tie game, 7-7. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, including Wilson out wide to the right. Benson moves from right to left side of Travis. Here's the snap. Pressure comes, steps away. Going to be intercepted. LSU takes it back at the 25-yard line. That time the pressure forced Travis to maybe take a little more longer than he wanted to. Deuce Chestnut stayed at home, watched his eyes, and gets the INT. His first as a Tiger. The former Syracuse cornerback makes a huge play. This game giveth and this game taketh away. LSU on the muff punt. And now Florida State gives it back on the interception. First of the year by quarterback Jordan Travis. 1st and 10. Now LSU will take over at the 26-yard line.
And LSU with a good team effort that time to bounce back from a lost play and convert it back to another possession that they have the ball, taking it away from Florida State just outside of the LSU 25-yard line, right at the 26 on the hash, and the Tigers take possession.
First down and 10. They take over at their own 26. Daniels back out there on the field. Late pressure comes. He'll deliver the football. Lacey had it and then had it stripped loose, and he can't hold on. He was very close to bringing it in, and Thomas able to strip the ball. If he holds on to that, he's got nothing but green turf in front of him, but good defensive play. Thomas late on the route covering, but able to make up for it with quick hands. It'll be 2nd down and 10 at the 26. 7-7 our score. 10:32 remaining before halftime. 2 receivers left, 1 in motion at the snap. Daniels sprint out to the left. He's got blockers in front of him, and now will step out of bounds on the boundary up across the 30 to the 34-yard line. Going to be just shy of the first down. Eventually, Fentrell Cypress II forced him into the white boundary. It'll be 3rd down, a little more than 2. LSU trying to improve on 3rd downs. They're 1 for 3 so far tonight. This is a big one here after the turnover and turnover. Gets it back for LSU. 3rd and 2 at the 34. Malik Nabers motions, now stops. He'll stay on the left side of the formation, 2 wide to the right. Daniels looking right, and the pass going to be deflected high in the air and eventually falls to the turf. That's going to set up 4th down and 2 now at the Tiger 34.
Well, a dropped punt would be appropriate here. Kind of keep things even up. LSU's got to make Florida State make as many mistakes and of the same character as LSU is making if they're going to keep this game close.
Keon Coleman will go back deep for the Seminoles here to receive this punt. We'll see Jay Bramblett. Last year, about a 45-yard average on punts. High snap, but he fields it, lets it fly from the 24-yard line, far side hash. Down the middle of the field, takes a bounce at the 25. Another bounce for the Tigers inside the 20, and eventually they stay out of the way and will down it inside the 5. So after the muff punt, kick coverage, much better. 64-yard punt for Bramblett, and it backs up Florida State to start this possession with 9:35 remaining. Fans, TJ Ribs, the official barbecue restaurant of LSU Athletics, home to the LSU head coaches show all season long. Visit them at 2324 South Acadian Thruway or order online at tjribs.com. We got a timeout on the field. We're tied 7-7 in Orlando. Florida State and LSU on a Sunday night. Back after this on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
If SEC football runs deep in your veins, then Sirius XM SEC Radio is what you need to listen to. We're talking conference and team previews, plus hear live games, news, and analysis from experts like Chris Doering, Aaron Murray, and Max Starks. Go in-depth with your favorite team with coaches shows, championship specials, and more. Get inside SEC football like nowhere else. Feed your fandom on the Sirius XM app. Stay up to date anywhere you go. Just download the app and start streaming.
When are 3 letters more than 3 letters? When they represent 14 storied universities, generations of tradition and unbridled passion, stadiums and arenas swelled with diehard fans, more than 260 national titles, thousands of All-Americans, and hundreds of Olympians. And the one conference where every catch, shot, swing, and stride just means more.
LSU Tiger fans are gearing up with real Tigers apparel and merchandise from the official online store at lsushop.net. Get jerseys, sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, official team merchandise from Nike, accessories, and much more. Over 3,600 products, all shipped right to your door. Head to the place real Tiger fans go for the selection only real Tiger fans get at lsushop.net. Back to second quarter action of LSU Fighting Tiger football. Presented by Dudley DeBosier on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Back here, Camping World Stadium on a Sunday night, 9:35 remaining in the second quarter. Florida State and LSU doing battle. 7-7 our score. Florida State going to take over. After talking it over, they eventually downed that football after Jay Brandlett's punt at the 8-yard line. They said it caught one of the legs of the Tiger punt coverage team. Initially thought it would be at the 3, but it's at the 8. Still an excellent job on teams on the kick from Bramblett and the coverage downfield, and that's where Florida State will take over when we get back to action. LSU Athletics would like to thank its Team LSU corporate partners, Cox, McDonald's, Our Lady of the Lake, Albertsons, Coca-Cola, People's Health, and Hancock Whitney. Gordy Rush, we mentioned Johnny Wilson, a couple of drops tonight, also had a couple of big grabs, and it seems like more times than not we've seen him open. Now, we knew it would be a challenge, but what do you think the defensive coaches, Matt House, of course, the coordinator up here in the booth, are trying to do to maybe at least keep somebody on him, because he's going to be a favorite target the rest of the night?
Yeah, no question. Keon Coleman, we saw him on the Seminole touchdown. Look, I think early they were trying to feel out the Florida State offense. They played a lot of zones, and there was some space in which Wilson was able to set in on. Since then, they've mixed it up. They brought some pressure packages and played a little bit more man-to-man. Now, he's had a step on Alexander's a couple times. He has not been able to bring in the ball, but look for him again. Number 4, number 14, that's who they want to throw the football to. So I let me stop here, Chris. I can interpret that for you. So they did a review of that punt. The punt, it was not at the 8. For whatever reason, they put it back at the 8. It will go at the 2 or 3. You got a better view than I am. So that's what the referee just announced when I was trying to explain the receiver situation. But they're going to target Coleman. They're going to target Wilson now that they see that LSU's playing man coverage.
Thank you, Gordy. Sideline Reports powered by your hometown John Deere dealers, Sunshine. So we went under somewhat of an official review because Patrick Wright, who does our stats up here, he and I both kind of thought it was down there around the 3, but they moved it at the 8. Now it's back at the 1-yard line. That's where Florida State will start. First down and 10 from their own 1. Travis deep in the end zone, going to hand it off. They'll just go to Benson trying to get some breathing room. And he'll push the pile just a bit to just beyond the nose of the football at the 2. And we can expect to see second down and I believe 9 upcoming. Credited a 65-yard punt after they sorted it all out for Jay Bramblett. Toafili will check in at running back. Benson, by the way, only 6 carries against LSU in the opening game last year, but went on to be the workhorse in this rushing attack for Coach Norvell down the stretch. It'll be second down and 9. Ball at the 2-yard line. 2 receivers right. 1 tight to the left side of the formation. Again, Travis about 5 yards deep in his own end zone. He'll sprint out to his right. Throws on the run. Threw a little behind the receiver. They'll make the grab up around the 7-yard line. It'll be Keon Coleman again with the catch. Still some work to do here after a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd and 4. And here's a chance, Doug, for LSU's defense again to try to win that game of field position. And Florida State successful tonight on 3rd downs. They are 3 of 5.
Well, they need to get a play out of one of their playmakers and keep looking for where's Harold Perkins out there. And, you don't seem to find Harold Perkins out there.
Perkins is out there along with Spates at the linebacker position. 3rd down and 4 at the 7. Travis again, a long time for the snap count. Now clapping loudly. And the play clock dwindling. He finally gets the snap, but that one is going to be a penalty. Not sure how Florida State, they got lined up rather quickly. And then you could tell the frustration on the slaps by Jordan Travis trying to desperately get Maurice Smith to snap him the ball. And they'll say they got a timeout just in time. Well, that's credited to the sideline because it wasn't from the field. So just avoiding the delay penalty They'll call a timeout here with 8:01 remaining second quarter. But Gordy Rush, we mentioned this is a overwhelming home field advantage as far as noise and crowd concerned, Florida State to LSU. And even though they're backed up to the end zone, all I see is maroon over there. Not sure what the issue was.
I tell you, there's 80, 90% down here, maroon, and it really wasn't that loud. Travis tried to change the play and kept slapping down here in the center. Just didn't hear him, didn't recognize, wasn't looking, and wasn't able to get the play off. And you don't want to back up. I know it's half. They got the timeout, so he wasn't penalized with that. But look for him to take advantage of, again, we saw Coleman man-to-man. He was by himself down here on the right side with Alexander. To your side, the Florida State side, they have Coleman wide on Chestnut. That's tough matchups for LSU. Chestnut played against Florida State last year. In fact, had an interception against Florida State in that game with Syracuse and losing that game to Florida State. But they have two fantastic receivers. How's LSU going to defend coming out of the box here?
And Chris, I think what LSU has done, they moved Perkins around, and finally Florida State found him just as they were trying to snap the ball on that last play. And they figured LSU has moved him around so much and put him in all kind of different places. And it's unusual because he hasn't played that way in the past. He's only been a freshman in the past. He's always been a great player, but he's even a greater player now because they put him in places where he can't be expected to show up, and then he makes plays that are unpredictable plays. And he's going to be one of those guys that does that to every team LSU plays against.
Timeout taken on the field here. That's why we're waiting. Full timeout. Looking at 3rd down and 4 at the 7. Go ahead, Gordy.
I wanted to jump in, and I think watching Harold Perkins in this new position, it's been a big question mark. How was LSU going to use him? And Brian Kelly said they were going to move him around a lot. And at 8-minute mark, this last play was the first time that he walked out to the right edge as a rush linebacker. Otherwise, when they've gone to nickel and dime packages, he's been in the middle. He has spied Travis a little bit. We expected that because Travis can make some plays with his feet. But I think as the game goes on, we're going to see Perkins on some of those 2nd and long, 3rd and long plays. He's got to come back to a natural position on the edge. And Florida State was trying to shift on that last play, shift the blocking assignment to his way a little bit, and maybe that led to them forced to call the timeout.
Well, a couple of storylines so far. Again, LSU 175 yards total offense, 151 through the air. Jayden Daniels so far tonight 8 of 14 for those 151 yards. On the ground, the Tigers with 24 yards. Trey Benson had the rushing touchdown to get the Tigers on the board. One stat stands out. So far, Florida State 5 penalties, 53 yards. The Tigers yet to pick up an infraction. Back on the field, 3rd down and 4 at the Seminoles' very own 7-yard line. Ball on the far side hash. They'll empty the backfield. Travis will be by his lonesome here. He again shouts instructions down the line, both left and right. Still shouting to the receivers. Now wants him to motion. Toafili will oblige. Here's the snap. Pressure coming. He's in the end zone. Steps up. Ball deflected and almost intercepted. Perkins, along with Greg Brooks, had a chance on a dying quail that was deflected as Travis was just trying to get it out of the end zone as he was hit. But neither could get their hands on it, and it falls harmlessly to the turf. It does set up 4th down and 4, but that was a prime opportunity for another interception. Well, the Tigers now will expect to get the football back.
And that was a play that they both could have had it in their hands, and both probably could have scored off of it.
Let's give the LSU defense credit, really bowed up with Florida State's back to their own end zone. Here's the punt on its way. Is Clayton back deep for LSU, calls for the fair catch right at midfield. This time he'll haul it in, and we'll hear the Tiger fans applaud. So after the punt, Tigers take over. 1st down and 10 in a 7-7 ball game. Appears we'll have another full timeout, and we'll take one with them. 7-7 our score. Tigers with the football. 1st down and 10 at their own 49 when we come back on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
No fees or minimums and no overdraft fees. Banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Slash to be in your band.
Next up for lead guitar. You're in.
Cool. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
BRQ Seafood and Barbecue is your ultimate destination for food, fun, and an unforgettable experience. Come enjoy our daily specials or indulge in our brunch every Saturday and Sunday. Planning an event? Choose to have BRQ cater your event or host your gathering on our outdoor patio, the backyard. Plus, as the official catering services of LSU Athletics, we are the top choice for your game day celebrations and special events. Join us at BRQ Seafood and Barbecue, where food, fun, and unforgettable moments await.
Elevate your game day spirit with Sugarfield Spirits, the official vodka of LSU Athletics. When crafting the perfect mixed drink, our vodka is the winning choice that'll have your taste buds cheering for more. Sugarfield Spirits, where the spirit of the Tigers meets exceptional locally made vodka. See our winning lineup at sugarfieldspirits.com or visit us at our tasting room in Gonzales.
Second quarter action continues, presented by Dudley DeBosier on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
7-7 our score. LSU and Florida State, marquee game, only game in college football on this Sunday night. Capping off well after week 0, and certainly this past Saturday, and Thursday, and Friday, week number 1. Tigers with the football as we get set back for action. First down and 10 at the 49-yard line. Florida State would score first. LSU had their opportunity in the opening drive of the first quarter, but Seminoles with a goal line stand forced the Tigers away on 4th and goal from the 1. They would then take over, and eventually Jordan Travis found Keon Coleman a 40-yard slant. Good for a score to make it 7-0 with 7:53 to go in the first quarter. LSU, though, would answer back. Nice drive down the field of 9 plays. Eventually, Trey Bradford from 1 yard out. This time they win that goal line stand. Bradford with his second career touchdown, first this season. So the Tigers attacking left to right on your dial. 1st and 10 from their own 49. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Empty backfield for Daniel. Again, Florida State's had success getting pressure with a 4-man rush. Gets the football in his hands. Design run. Quarterback draw. Sidesteps a defender down the middle of the field to the 30. To the 25. Cuts away from a defender at the 20. Inside the 15. And eventually brought down at the 11-yard line of the Noles. Jerry and Jones finally able to get a hand on Jayden Daniels. It'll be first down and 10 at the 11 after a 40-yard gain by Jayden Daniels. Second big run of the night. Daniels ready to work. Fires it out. Taylor. Far side at the 11. Bounced out of bounds as he steps inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line. Knocked out by Renardo Green for the Noles. Tigers looking at second down. They can pick up another first down just inside their own, or rather the Noles' 2-yard line. It'll be second down and 2, marked at the 3. Daniels. Single back to his right and Noah Kane. Daniels going to keep right side. Gets hit at about the 2. Falls forward down near the 1. Appears from here the spot should be good enough for a first down. Should be 1st and goal. Jerryon Jones along with Shaheem Brown eventually making the stop. And it will be first down, goal to go from the 1. Tigers line it up. Snap. Daniels gives it to Kane. Hit before he can get to the line. Second effort. Keeps churning. And eventually they'll say he stopped shy. He got hit early right at the line of scrimmage. They were able to grab him down low and then stand him up before he could cross the plane. It'll be second down, goal to go from the 1. LSU going to line it up. This time Kane will move to the left side. This time Kane will get the carry. This time he lunges in. Touchdown, Fighting Tigers. And LSU takes the lead. Noah Kane with his first rushing touchdown of the year. And it's 13-7 LSU with 6:02 remaining here in the second stanza. That time he didn't give him a moment to even grab him. He just got the football, went airborne, and flies into the end zone. 5 plays, 51 yards, a minute 47 after forcing the punt and taking over near midfield.
That's an important score because it has LSU running in the middle as they have tried all game long unsuccessfully. That time it was successful, and once it becomes successful, you can do it pretty much when you want.
Ramos trying to add another point. Puts it up in the air, and it's good. And LSU with their first lead of the night. It's now 14-7. 6:02 remaining second quarter. And with that good kick, the good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Tigers General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate. Timeout on the field. Your Fighting Tigers now lead the Noles 14-7. Back to Orlando after this on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Unrivaled content, unprecedented access. LSU Gold, powered by Bayou Traditions, is the only place for exclusive behind-the-scenes content featuring your favorite LSU teams. It's all access to the Tigers all year long, from pregame warm-ups to postgame celebrations and every moment in between. You can watch LSU Gold anywhere, anytime, and on your favorite device. LSU.gold today to sign up for your free 7-day trial, so you can be there for each step of LSU's championship journeys. That's LSU.gold.
When are 3 letters more than 3 letters? When they represent 14 storied universities, generations of tradition and unbridled passion, stadiums and arenas swelled with diehard fans, more than 260 national titles, thousands of All-Americans, and hundreds of Olympians. And the one conference where every catch, shot, swing, and stride just means more.
He's got a seam. He's down the near side hash.
Tiger fans, if you've ever wanted to listen to the LSU Sports Radio Network while watching your Fighting Tigers on TV, now you can, and it's easy to do.
Just pause the TV. Use the LSU Sports mobile app to stream the audio on your smartphone or tablet. Connect to a smart speaker, then wait for the audio to catch up to the point your TV is paused. Push play, and you are all set.
Watch the Tigers and listen with the LSU Sports Radio Network and the LSU Sports mobile app.
15, 10, 5, touchdown! Tigers!
Second quarter action of LSU Fighting Tiger football, presented by Dudley DeBosier, continues on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
LSU out in front of Florida State now, 14-7 with 6:02 remaining here in the first half. Time now. Pause 10 seconds. Station identification on this, the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hear the Tigers roar worldwide. The LSU Sports Radio Network and the LSU Sports mobile app.
Back inside the broadcast booth here at Camping World Stadium in Orlando. Along with Doug Morrow, Gordy Rush, our entire broadcast team. LSU now leading 14-7, their first lead of the night. Again, both teams have given up the football. LSU on a muff punt. The next play, Florida State throws an interception. Both teams have had their moments defensively. Both teams have shined at times offensively. But LSU, again, good sign there, Doug, and you talked about it. Defense got some pressure on Florida State in their last possession, backed up deep in their own territory at the 1-yard line, eventually had to punt it away. LSU takes it at the 49 of their own, marches down the field, and eventually Noah Cain bangs it in from 1 yard out.
And it's good when you see that success, not only of him, but of the other running backs, because, you know, those guys that don't get to carry the ball every down, they want to carry it every down, and they want to be successful in carrying it, getting touchdowns, picking up big yards, and that's a confidence builder for a guy that's a running back, and he's got shines on the NFL, and Noah Cain just made himself closer.
Nathan Dybert kicks it off for LSU to return the football to Florida State. Going to be fielded by Deuce Spann. Calls for the fair catch as he hauls it in at the 1 yard line. Tiger fans, take a walk on the wild side. Play Wild Tens from the lottery. Went up to $14,000. Just stop in at your favorite lottery retailer. Ask for Wild Tens today for your chance to win up to $14,000. Must be at least 21 to purchase. So out come the Seminoles once again. First down at 10 at the 25. It'll be Travis and Trey Benson in that offensive backfield.
Now, LSU's goal here, Chris, is to hit the football and get another score out of this, because they've got to give the ball up at the beginning of the second half anyway.
Again, pressure immediately after the snap. Travis releases, catch made, but back at about the 21-yard line. Loss on the play. They got it to Keon Coleman, and he was caught immediately. Deuce Chestnut right on top of him, and they'll lose 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 14 back at the 21. So again, LSU starting to get more and more pressure on the pocket. Travis, this time the wall holds. He'll come out, run near side up across the 30, slide down, and some contact made. Florida State sideline wants a penalty flag. I don't see any hankies at the moment. It was a quick drop by Travis, who crossed the 30 and then dropped immediately. Contact was made by Ovia Gofu. And there's a Tiger slow to get up down there as well. But again, I don't see any hankies. As Chestnut is the injured Tiger, he's still being looked at by the training crew near side at about the 33.
He got caught in the middle of 2 or 3 guys that all came together, and he was right in the middle of all of them. He didn't want to be there, but he was there.
They're looking at his right leg, which is different from the injury in the spring. He's going to get up, look like he's going to be able to walk off, hopefully. He was out of spring ball rehabbing a shoulder, missed all of spring practice, but was able to come back and to go through the summer conditioning. And again, they're looking for his leg, and he's going to get up and not even a limp coming off. Good news there.
Yeah, great sign there as he will jog his way back to the far sideline, check out for a play. Again, after the slide by Travis, it sets up 3rd and 6 at the 29 of their own. And you could hear the Florida State faithful not happy with the no flag on the contact.
Interesting. LSU's in a dime, and they're going to introduce number 26, Ashton Stamps from Rummel. Had an impressive fall camp. Just a freshman, has a huge upside.
3rd down and 6 at the 29 now. Another big chance for this LSU defense to make a stop on this end of the field. Travis, long snap count. He'll take it belt high. Looking right, has time, delivers the football. There's Wilson with a catch at the 40, breaks a tackle between the hash marks, makes his way to midfield before being dropped there into LSU territory after a 22-yard pitch and catch. Omar Spates was there to make the tackle. Wilson another catch, and again, big frame, big athletic, and he was open. All he had to do was bring it in, and now at the snap, we've got flags and whistles to halt this first down play.
Illegal snap, number 53, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Maurice Smith having trouble tonight. Again, he and Travis almost with a delay penalty on their last possession down near the goal line. This time an illegal snap by Smith. And that'll be the 6th penalty of the night against the Seminoles. Rodney Hill going to check in the backfield. Native of Statesboro, Georgia. Played high school ball at Bullock Academy. 1st and 15 after the infraction back at the Seminole 46-yard line. Travis takes the snap, flushed out of the pocket to his left, looking downfield, throws against his body, and it's incomplete in the hands, but dropped at the 39-yard line by Jaheim Bell, the tight end, the transfer from the University of South Carolina, highly heralded. And that time, hit him in the hands. He couldn't hold on. Another drop, costly drop here for the Seminoles. Sets up 2nd and 15 at the 46. 14-7 LSU leads. Approaching 4 minutes remaining here. 4:05 on the clock. Big 2nd and long here. Florida State behind schedule. Travis motions a receiver. Now will take the snap. Sprint out to his right. Design play. Pump fake. Still stretching the field, and we'll have to just get out of bounds back at about the 49-yard line of their own. Deuce Chestnut checking back in and forced him wide into the boundary after a gain of just 3 yards. So again, 3rd and long here for the Seminole offense as Toafili back out on the field. Comes in for Rodney Hill. Now the Seminoles 4 for 7. Their offense was red hot to start this game, but LSU defensively getting after Travis. And a big 3rd and 12 here. The ball placed at the 49-yard line of the Noles. Wilson out wide to the right. Snap back. Travis looking his right. Now scans the field, throws near side, catch going to be made. In between double coverage, nice throw down to the 35-yard line. Winston Wright hauls it in. They convert on third down. Sage Ryan was in coverage, but that was just an absolute bullet. Off the arm of Jordan Travis for an 18-yard gain. It's 1st and 10 now at the LSU 33-yard line. Down to 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. Trey Benson checks back in. Pistol formation behind Jordan Travis, the quarterback. 3-by-1 receiver set. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Bootleg by Travis. Pressure coming. He'll backpedal and throw, and he's got a man at about the 27-yard line. Kyle Morlock, the tight end out of Blairsville, Georgia, hauls it in. Cy Alexander with the stop. But a good pickup on first down makes it 2nd and about 4 upcoming. Down to 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. LSU leading by a score, 14-7. Ball at the 26-yard line. Again, trip receivers right, 1 to the left. Travis calls for the snap, puts it in the Benson, running downhill to the right side. He'll be stopped after getting inside the 25. He's going to be short of the first down by about 2 yards. They mark him down at the 24. Jacobian Guillory, coming off a fantastic season a year ago. The junior out of Alexandria there to wrap him up. It'll be 3rd down and 2, maybe a short 2, a long 1, let's say. They need to reach the 23-yard line. The ball just outside the 24 of LSU. 1 minute, 41 seconds. Clock moving, second quarter. Travis under center. He'll take the snap, lean forward, and it looks like he got a favorable spot. He'll pick up the first down. He got forward and got pushed back a little bit, but they give him the forward progress, and he'll move the chains. 3-yard gain by the quarterback. Substitutions coming in along the defensive front for LSU. Looking at 1st down and 10 now, just outside the red zone, marked at the 21-yard line. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right side. Empty backfield for Travis. 3 down linemen for the Tigers. 5 on the line of scrimmage. Travis recognizes, shouts instructions, now takes the snap. Looks left, throws it high in the air towards the end zone. Coming back and recovering, making the grab, Keon Coleman. Pretty good coverage, but Coleman found the football first, and a 21-yard touchdown pass has Florida State a point after from tying this one up.
Well, the ball was thrown up high to give Coleman a chance to go after it and get it, and he did so. He just had better position. Not that he was not covered well, it's just that he did a better job of making the catch.
So a point after. Ryan Fitzgerald will come out. (14-13) LSU. Waiting on the snap. Here it comes. Placement is down. Fitzgerald puts a foot on it, and it's through and good. And we're tied 14-14. Florida State, 10 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes and 1 second. A couple of key 3rd down conversions. And we got a tie ball game here with 1 minute and 1 second remaining before halftime. Gordy Rush, we knew coming into this, there are a cavalcade of stars on both of these teams offensively, but it certainly starts with both Jayden Daniels and Jordan Travis, and Travis put the offense on his shoulders that time, ran them down the field.
Yeah, and that was going to be the concern coming in, was how would this new look LSU secondary hold up against Travis and the great receivers, Coleman and of course, Big Johnny Wilson. And it's been Coleman that's had the 2 big plays. Both the times he was able to beat man coverage. He beat Alexander on the slant and had a missed tackle from Sam on the first touchdown. And right there, Major Burns was in good position, just didn't get his head around, and Coleman just out-athleted and made that play. LSU's going to have to keep those receivers in check if they're going to win the football game in the second half.
Ryan Fitzgerald tees it up. He'll kick it back to the Tigers. Here's the approach. Ball is in the air, end over end. Going back, fielding it at about the 1 yard line. There's going to be Anderson. He'll be knocked down after he crossed the 10 to about the 13-yard line. So LSU with 57 seconds remaining takes possession. Anderson making the decision there to go ahead and try to get a play on special teams, fielding it just inside the 1. Florida State had great kick coverage downfield. And the Tigers will start first down and 10. Ball just inside their own 14. With 57 seconds remaining. Tigers with 2 timeouts remaining as well. 14-14 our score. See Josh Williams at running back here on 1st and 10. Taylor, the tight end, will motion right to left. Trip receivers now to the left side. Daniels stands in the pocket, delivers the football. Catch made by Nabers up around the 22. It'll spin away for a couple of extra yards to the 24-yard line and pick up the first down. Renardo Green was on coverage, but a great job of Malik Nabers, who we mentioned added some pounds, some muscle this year, and he just kind of took Green for a ride. 1st and 10. Daniels throws the out pattern to Lacey, and it's out of his reach, far side of the field, up around the 35. He was open, got separation that time from Greedy Vance. Maybe the throw a little too far out in front. It'll be 2nd down and 10 at the 24 as the clock stops with 39 seconds. Daniels steps up to the line. Now sets his personnel. 3 by 1. 3 now stacked. Williams to 4 receivers, stacked to the left. Nabers, the lone receiver, to the right side. 2nd down, 10 from the 24. Now they'll move Lacey into the slot to the right. Daniels by himself in the backfield. Black backside pressure coming. Ball knocked loose as he's hit. Looked like LSU able to fall on it back around the 19-yard line. Jared Verse, he was one of those defensive stars, that defensive end out of Dayton, Ohio, who again had 2 sacks, blocked a field goal attempt early in the game last year. And that time got free, and Daniels never heard him or saw him. Got hit hard, and the ball jostled loose. Luckily, the Tigers, I believe, recovered that football. That would have been disaster on top of an already tough play. Looking at 3rd and 15 at the 19. As timeout, quick timeout taken. Both teams huddling up as we hear the sounds of Jimmy Buffett. Of course, all of us woke up to the news yesterday that Mr. Buffett had passed. Again, an inspiration for millions across the world. The outpouring of sorrow all over social media yesterday and just about every game across the country yesterday and today. Featuring the king of the Parrot Heads. Certainly inspired this Eastern Kentucky boy to find the coast. So,
Chris, they just said they want to review this. You guys are up there with a better view than me. What are we reviewing?
Yeah, I think they're trying to determine if Jayden's arm was going forward, which would be a pass incomplete, or was it a fumble? And again, that'll have a difference of a couple of yards here. Again, I don't think possession is up for debate. So we go under official review, brought to you by Acme Oyster House.
Yeah, I think the big reason that Florida State's wanting to do that, if it wasn't an incomplete pass, which I don't think that it was, I think that fumble is the correct call, then they don't have to burn their second timeout here. Mm-hmm. So Florida State is going to get the ball back here unless LSU is able to convert on this 3rd and 15. I think it's unlikely LSU throws the football here. Florida State still has a timeout. You guess they're going to take it here, and LSU is going to have a punt and give them maybe 15 seconds or so left in the half with the ball, hopefully on the other side of the 50. So Florida State still thinking offense here, and that's why they want to review this.
Tied up 14-14, 25 seconds remains on the second quarter clock. Again, watching that review, I agree with you, Gordy. I think the ball was not free. Daniels had brought his arm back, but certainly was not going forward, even in the traditional rule, which had been adjusted a couple of seasons ago. I think that was clearly a ball not free.
After review, the quarterback's hand was going forward before losing possession.
Wow.
It's an incomplete pass. It will be 3rd down and 10. Florida State will not be charged in timeout. 3rd down.
That's huge. That's huge for Florida State. So they'll be able to use a timeout here and then have a timeout on offense and try to get it down for a field goal.
So again, the Ruling on the field initially was a fumble. After review, good to see I'm starting my tradition of being completely wrong on reviews.
We're the best at it.
So that will be an incomplete pass, which will put the ball back at the 24-yard line. They put 37 seconds back on the clock, and LSU looking to try to convert from the 24-yard line. They must reach beyond the 34. Handoff. Here's Noah Kane near side. He's got the first down and then some up across the 30. The 45 crosses midfield and into Nole territory before Renardo Green eventually brings him down near the Florida State 40 after a gain of 35 yards. Huge hole on the right side. Excellent job, rather, by Williams.
Is this game starting again? Isn't that kind of the way it started out? Now LSU's got to convert with this possession in Florida State's territory, but LSU's got good field position now. Just a moment ago, they were trying to figure out, how do we get the half over with?
Well, again, as Gordy said, the scenario was in favor of Florida State, even with that reversal of the call. But I guess you weren't counting on Josh Williams to gain 35 and move the football to the Florida State 40. So now, as Doug mentioned, strategy changes a little bit for both teams. An even 30 seconds on the second quarter clock here in a tie game, 14-14. LSU on the night, 272 yards total offense, 170 on the ground, 170 through the air, 102 on the ground. And after Williams with the 35-yard run, they will go now to Noah Kane. He'll check in at running back. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Florida State 40. They'll send Lacey and Thomas wide to the left side. Nabers, lone receiver to the right. Daniels gets the snap. Steps up with pressure. Daniels trying to stiff arm a man near side, running with the football inside the 40, eventually slung out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. That will stop the clock with 23 seconds, says Kalen DeLoach, senior out of Savannah, Georgia. Was able to eventually stop the play, but again, Daniels wisely, veteran, able to get out of bounds. So a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 now at the 37-yard line. 23 seconds remaining. LSU with 1 timeout remaining. Single back has Noah Kane on the left side. 2 receivers left. Taylor wide to the right. Nabers motion right to left. Daniels throwing, has a man wide open, waiting for it. Far side at the 25-yard line is going to be Brian Thomas Jr. He'll step out of bounds, stop the clock with 17 seconds after an 18-yard gain. Cypress was late getting over there, and boy, oh boy, was Brian Thomas Jr. wide open. You can see it from up here.
That was a coverage bust for Florida State. The corner ran inside with Mason Taylor, leaving Thomas wide open. And smart by Thomas to go ahead and get what you can and get out of bounds and trying to make somebody miss and save that timeout.
Tigers scrimmage from the far side hash. 1st down and 10 inside the Capital One red zone at the Nole 19-yard line. Snap back to Daniels. Right, late pressure comes. Throwing towards Nabers and at the goal line, trying to spin around and one-arm grab. Can't do so. It's incomplete. That time smothering coverage by Cypress, who was not out of position on that play. Nabers also out of bounds, ran out of room too.
Cypress did a great job playing press coverage up there. Nabers struggled to get a free release. He actually ran out of bounds. Referee threw his hat off. So just nice defending there by Florida State.
The clock is stopped with 13 seconds. It'll be 2nd down and 10 again at the 19-yard line. They'll keep Kane in at running back. Nabers lone receiver to the left. Lacey and Thomas wide to the right. Daniels looking left. Again looking for Nabers, and off the mark, incomplete, out of the reach of Malik. Down around the 8-yard line. That'll move it to 3rd and 10 with now 9 seconds on the clock. That keeps Cypress on that tight coverage on the far sideline against Nabers.
This opens up options, Doug. Now, with just the 1 timeout, you didn't want to burn it. So the last 2 plays they threw at the out-of-bounds mark, where if Nabers would have got it, he would have got out of bounds. Now you can throw the football in the middle of the field and use that timeout. If you don't score the touchdown or get a 1st down, you can use a timeout, get the PAT field goal team out.
Veteran running back Josh Williams now on the field. 3rd down and 10 at the 19. And just before the snap, Looks like a timeout taken by Florida State. So they had 2 remaining. They burned their second of the half after seeing the Tigers line up. So still 9 seconds remain on the clock in a 14-14 game here in Orlando. The Tigers, again, looking at 3rd and long, able to convert. Looking at 3rd and 15, able to get a 35-yard gallop from Josh Williams to get them on the Seminoles side of the field. Now inside the red zone. Our Lady of the Lake, proud to be LSU's championship health partner. Together, LSU and Our Lady of the Lake, creating transformational change and impacting Louisiana with a new standard for healthcare, research, and education. Together, LSU and Our Lady of the Lake, champions for Louisiana. Together we roar. Learn more at ollrmc.com/LSU. In the Tigers, 293 yards total offense to 213 for the Noles so far. But they'd love to find a little more offense here with 9 seconds remaining before halftime. 3rd down and 10 from the Nole 19-yard line. Daniels and Williams in the backfield. Mason Taylor will motion right, left. Snap is back to Daniels. Looking left now. Forced out of the pocket. Throws this one at the feet of Williams on a drag route. Incomplete. Sets up 4th down and 10 at the Knights.
He was trying to throw a wheel route over here to Mason Taylor. The tight end was in the slot. He ran an out and up. The cornerback did not bite. It wasn't there. And Daniels had to scramble to his right to make something happen. That play didn't develop.
So LSU will bring on the field goal unit. 36-yard attempt just inside the far hash mark. Kicking left to right. 4 seconds on the clock in a tie game, 14-14. Damian Ramos. And before Ramos can really get set, Florida State again with that 1 timeout remaining. Now wanting to take it with them, ice the kicker a little bit. They'll call their final timeout of the half with 4 seconds. Fans, visit your local Toyota dealer and check out the 2024 Toyota Tundra. This Tiger's earned its stripes. Toyota, proud partner of LSU Athletics. Coming up immediately at the end of the second quarter, Gordy Rush will get a chance to visit the Tiger head coach Brian Kelly, get his thoughts on the first half so far. And of course, we'll have the Fighting Tiger halftime report. 14-14 our score. Again, I think it's a mixed bag for both teams, both coaching staffs going into the locker room. Some good, some bad, and even some ugly.
That's a good analysis. It really is. Both teams have made some plays, and you say, boy, that's exactly what we wanted to do. Or they didn't make the play when they had a chance, and they said, gee, I wish we had done what we wanted to do. But that's 2 pretty good teams battling out there on this field.
36-yard attempt with 4 seconds remaining. Snap is there. Placement is down. Kick is up on its way, and the kick is good. LSU back on top. 17-14 as the second quarter comes to an end here in Orlando. Damian Ramos puts it through, and with that good kick, the good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Tigers General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate. Thank you, Damian Ramos. 17-14 LSU with a 3-point lead here at the break. Again, as we mentioned, coming up, Gordy Rush will have a chance to talk with head coach Brian Kelly. Halftime interview brought to you by Capital One. First, he'll visit with Holly Rowe and television. Again, coming up, we'll take a look at scores from yesterday's action. Some action going on. One more game coming up tomorrow between Duke and Clemson to finish week number 1. We'll get you back here, take a look at some of the scoring highlights, stats from the first half, and get you ready for the second half here at Camping World Stadium. But LSU and Florida State, I guess as advertised, battling it out here in the opening game for both teams in 2023, although LSU, again, with the advantage, 293 yards, total offense to 213 for the Seminoles. And both teams relying on the passing game, although the Tigers, a couple of big runs by Daniels, as well as Josh Williams with 105 yards on the ground. Let's go down to Gordy Rush.
All right, Coach, nice field goal there to cap off that drive. Offensively, after the first series, you guys have spread the field and made them defend the whole football field. It's been real successful, over 300 yards.
Yeah, I mean, we're moving the football. Obviously, it's the 2 4th down situations. Obviously, not converting in the red zone on 4th and 1. We're just not decisive enough on whether to give it or pull it. We're doing too much. And so, it's game-like situations and, first game situation. We've got to go back to our basic rules and do a better job. We'll go over that at halftime. We'll be much better in the second half.
Thanks, Coach. Chris, back to you.
Thank you, Gordy. Thank you, Coach. We are at halftime here in Orlando. Your Tigers with a slight edge, 17-14 after the 36-yard made field goal by Damian Ramos in the final seconds of the second quarter. Coming up, it's the Fighting Tiger halftime report. Much more coming your way as we get you ready for the second half. Our score at the break from Camping World Stadium. LSU 17, Florida State 14 on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Unrivaled content, unprecedented access. LSU Gold, powered by Bayou Traditions, is the only place for exclusive behind-the-scenes content featuring your favorite LSU teams. It's all access to the Tigers all year long, from pregame warm-ups to postgame celebrations and every moment in between. You can watch LSU Gold anywhere, anytime, and on your favorite device. Go to lsu.gold today to sign up for your free 7-day trial so you can be there for each step of LSU's championship journeys. That's lsu.gold.
Cheer on the Tigers with Oxbow Rum, the official rum of LSU Athletics. We make our award-winning rums right here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. At Oxbow Rum Distillery, every drop of Oxbow Estate rum and False River spiced rum is made from scratch. We start with our own sugarcane grown right up the river from Tiger Stadium. So grab a bottle of Oxbow, the official rum of LSU Athletics, and experience the bright, smooth taste of Louisiana sugarcane in every sip. Go Tigers.
A Louisiana vacation is different for everyone. My Louisiana is a dance in the street celebration. Or it can be the tranquility of a sunrise over the water. Sometimes it's an airboat ride in a gator-filled swamp. Or it's kicking back with a bowl of gumbo and some live music. But for you, well, it could be whatever you want it to be. Because when you find your Louisiana, you feed your soul. Visit findyourlouisiana.com.
Welcome in to the Fighting Tiger Halftime Report. Time for a scoreboard check. From inside the Capital One studios, here is Brian Haldane on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Not a whole lot of fresh scores this evening as LSU and Florida State is your main event tonight. But recapping the weekend a little bit, running you through the top 25, Georgia was a 48-7 winner over UT Martin. You had number 2 Michigan topping East Carolina 30-3. It was Ohio State 23, Indiana 3. Number 4 Alabama was a 56-7 winner over Middle Tennessee State. We saw 66 points on the board for number 6 ranked USC. They trounced Nevada 66-14. 7th ranked Penn State beats West Virginia 38-15. Number 10 Washington, a 56-19 winner over Boise State. 11th ranked Texas Longhorns 37, Rice Owls 10. Tennessee tops Virginia 49-13 in their matchup. Notre Dame was a 56-3 winner over Tennessee State. If you think that was a blowout, get a load of this. Number 15 Oregon beat Portland State 81-7. Got another similar blowout coming up in just a minute. Kansas State beats Southeast Missouri 45-0. Story of the weekend, of course, Coach Prime and his Colorado Buffaloes upsetting number 17 TCU 45-42. Wisconsin tops below 38-17. And Oklahoma blanked Arkansas State 73-0. One other top 25 game was going on today. That was Oregon State, a 42-17 winner over San Jose State. Oregon State ranked number 18 overall. Tomorrow, number 9 Clemson takes on Duke. In-state, couple of games of note. Number 24, the 24th ranked Tulane Green Wave. They win the Who Invented Mardi Gras Bowl, beating South Alabama 37-17. La Tech falls to SMU 38-14. UL Monroe starts their season with a win, 17-13 over Army. UL Lafayette beats Northwestern State 38-13. Hampton beats Grambling 35-31. Southern also falls. They fall to Alabama State 14-10. Sacramento State beats Nichols 38-24. Southeastern took a beating up at Starkville. They lose to Mississippi State 48-7. And it was Tarleton State taking it to McNeese 52-34. Your score once again at halftime from Camping World Stadium. Your 5th-ranked LSU Tigers on top of the 8th-ranked Florida State Seminoles. Right now it is 17-14. And your halftime show continues next on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Tiger fans, this is Eddie Kennison, former LSU football wide receiver. If you know me, you know I'm all about making big plays.
Tigers win! Tigers win!
That's why I joined the team at LSU Sports Properties. Our goal here is to help businesses make big plays both on and off the field. If you want to give your brand that competitive edge and be a part of the biggest stage in college sports, give the corporate sponsorship team at LSU Athletics a call. Your brand, our fans. Utilize the power of LSU Athletics to promote your business and sponsor LSU Athletics today. Call 225-578-2788. Go Tigers.
When are 3 letters more than 3 letters? When they represent 14 storied universities, generations of tradition and unbridled passion, stadiums and arenas swelled with diehard fans, more than 260 national titles, thousands of All-Americans, and hundreds of Olympians. And the one conference where every catch, shot, swing, and stride just means more.
Hey, Tiger fans, 12 and younger, don't miss your chance to be a part of Mike's Kids Club, presented by Shell, the exclusive kids club of LSU Athletics. Join Mike's Kids Club for only $25. Get the official Mike's Kids Club t-shirt, free admission to select LSU athletic events, and much, much more. To learn about upcoming events and to join, please visit LSUMKC.com. The Mike's Kids Club, presented by Shell.
We continue on the Fighting Tiger Halftime Report with a recap of the first half, scores, stats, and more from the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
A little bit different score here at halftime than it was last year. LSU leading 17-14. And LSU looked like they were going to score at the beginning of the game. They gave it away. Florida State came away with that first score at the 7:53 mark. They scored a touchdown. Coleman with a 40-yard reception from Travis. Extra point was good. A drive of 86 yards, 9 plays, 4 minutes, and 1 second to give them 7-0 lead. LSU then came back, though, in the first quarter at the 3:48 mark with a touchdown by Bradford. Okay. Bradford with a 1-yard rush. Extra point by Ramos was good. 9 plays, 75 yards, 4 minutes and 5 seconds to tie the score at 7-7. LSU then in the second quarter, 6:02 on the clock with a touchdown by Noah Kane, a 1-yard rush.
It'll be second down goal to go from the 1. LSU going to line it up. This time Kane will move to the left side. This time Kane will get the carry. This time he lunges in. Touchdown, Fighting Tigers. And LSU takes the lead. Noah Kane with his first rushing touchdown of the year, and it's 13-7 LSU with 6:02 remaining here in the second stanza.
The 101 mark, a pass from Coleman. Coleman receiving a pass thrown by Travis. Extra point by Fitzgerald was good. 10 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes and 1 second to tie the score at 14. And then LSU at the conclusion of the second quarter. In the second quarter, Ramos with a 36-yard field goal to put LSU back ahead at halftime, capping a 67-yard, 10-play drive that took 57 seconds to put the Tigers ahead at halftime, 17-14.
36-yard attempt with 4 seconds remaining. Snap is there. Plickman is down. Kick is up on its way, and the kick is good. LSU back at the top. 17-14 as the second quarter comes to an end here in Orlando. Damian Ramos.
And that concludes the scoring for the first half. I'm going to have the team statistics after this break, and then we'll come back after the next break and give you the individual statistics leading in to the second half kickoff.
If SEC football runs deep in your veins, then Sirius XM SEC Radio is what you need to listen to. We're talking conference and team previews, plus hear live games, news, and analysis from experts like Chris Doering, Aaron Murray, and Max Starks. Go in-depth with your favorite team with coaches shows, championship specials, and more. Get inside SEC football like nowhere else. Feed your fandom on the Sirius XM app. Up to date anywhere you go. Just download the app and start streaming.
When are 3 letters more than 3 letters? When they represent 14 storied universities, generations of tradition and unbridled passion, stadiums and arenas swelled with diehard fans, more than 260 national titles, thousands of All-Americans, and hundreds of Olympians. And the one conference where every catch, shot, swing, and stride just means more.
LSU Tiger fans are gearing up with real Tigers apparel and merchandise from the official online store at lsushop.net. Get jerseys, sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, official team merchandise from Nike, accessories, and much more. Over 3,600 products, all shipped right to your door. Head to the place real Tiger fans go. Selection only real Tiger fans get at lsshop.net.
Getting you ready for the third and fourth quarters. This is the Fighting Tiger Halftime Report on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Back at Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida. Florida State band entertaining the crowd out here on the field. And it's a nice crowd. Weather's good. Better than it was in Florida about a week ago. So this is a good night for both teams. LSU leading 17-14. Let me give you the team statistics that were reflected in that first half score. Net total yards rushing, LSU 293, Florida State 213. Net rushing yards 107 for LSU, 39 for Florida State. Rushing attempts, the Tigers 19, Florida 11. Average yards per rush, LSU averaged 5.5, Florida State 5.5. Rushing TDs, LSU had 2, Florida none. Yards gained 120 for LSU, Florida 39. Yards lost, LSU lost 15, Florida State did not lose any. Net passing yards, the Tigers 188 yards, 174 for Florida State. Tigers completed 11 of 22 passes, Florida State 14 of 21. Completion percentage, Florida State outfought LSU 67% to 50% for LSU. Average per completion, LSU 17.1 yards, Florida State 12.7. Yards after catch, 165 for LSU, 77 for Florida State. Total first downs, 15 for LSU, 19 for Florida State. Rushing first downs, Tigers 14, Florida State 1. Passing, Florida State had 8, LSU had 8. Penalty first downs, 3 for LSU, none for Florida State. So there you have the team statistics from the first half. I'm going to be back with the individual first half statistics after we take this break on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, LSU fans, ready for some game-changing news? Bathfitter is now a very proud partner of LSU Athletics. With nearly 40 years of experience, Bathfitter's quality is unmatched, which makes them the perfect teammate for the championship-caliber Tigers. Bathfitter's tub-over-tub process is the best way to transform your old tub or shower and is built to last, with a lifetime warranty on every installation. So huddle up with Bathfitter as they support LSU Athletics. Connect with them at bathfitter.com and watch them transform your bathroom into an MVP. Go Tigers!
If SEC football runs deep in your veins, then Sirius XM SEC Radio is what you need to listen to. We're talking conference and team previews, plus hear live games, news, and analysis from experts like Chris Doering, Aaron Murray, and Max Starks. Go in-depth with your favorite team with coaches shows, championship specials, and more. Get inside SEC football like nowhere else. Feed your fandom on the SiriusXM app. Stay up to date anywhere you go. Just download the app and start streaming.
As a fan, you wear your jersey on your back and your heart on your sleeve. There's a place for people like you. The Cox Fan Zone. Play NFL Pick'em and Collegiate Pick'em for a chance to win a $100 Visa gift card each week, or even a $500 Visa gift card grand prize.
Hey, LSU fans, this is Chris Blair, voice of the Fighting Tigers. Say Fan Zone into your Contour voice remote to play. Not at home? Just visit cox.com/fanzone. Go Tigers!
This is Richard Zuslaw, CEO of Acadian Ambulance Service. On behalf of all the Acadian employee owners, please be careful while driving. Always use your seatbelt and never text and drive.
This has been the Fighting Tiger Halftime Report. The second half is just around the corner. To bring you the action, once again, here are Gordy Rush, Doug Morrow, and Chris Blair on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
We are about 3.5 minutes from the beginning of the second half here at Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida. LSU leading Florida State 17-14, and it's been a much different game than the game last year. Last year, LSU really looked bad for most of the game, finally fought their way back into it, and then missed an extra point that would have tied the game up. This is a different game than that, but not a totally different game. Both teams have had some good plays, and both teams have had some bad plays, but both of them have good players. I mean, a lot of good players. Florida State has had a couple of passes or 3 passes dropped by receivers that could have led to big yardage. Whether it would have had anything to do with the scoreboard, I don't know, and that's impossible to tell. But you know from looking at the defenses, both of these teams are really good. As the LSU team on the far side coming out onto the field for the beginning of the second half. And let me give you the individual statistics from the first half of tonight's game. For LSU, Jayden Daniels had 10 rushes, 73 yards. He lost 15. Excuse me. He lost 15. He averaged 5.8 yards. Josh Williams, 3 for 41 yards, a net 41. 13.7 average. Noah Kane, 4 carries for 4 gains, 4 yards, an average only of 1 point per play. Trey Bradford, 2 for a 2-yard gain. So you can see from the LSU rushing, it was not much to write home about. Trey Benson for Florida State, 5 carries, 18 yards. Long was 12 yards, an average of 3.6. Jordan Travis, 4 for 16 yards, an average of 4 yards. Lawrence Toafield, 2 for 5 yards gained, 2.5. As you can see by that, neither team had a gangbuster rushing performance off of any of their players, any of their good players. Jordan Travis was 14 of 21 for passing, 1 interception, 174 yards. Receiving, Johnny Wilson was targeted 6 times, caught 4 for 64 yards, but he also dropped 2 or 3. Keon Coleman targeted 7 times for 4, 62 yards. Kai Morlock, 2 for 2 yards. For LSU, Brian Thomas targeted 4 times, 3 receptions. Kyron Lacey, 4 times, 2 receptions. Malik Nabers targeted 8 times, only 2. Omar Spates had 2 unassisted tackles. Greg Brooks had a total of 3 for Florida State. Tatum Bethune, 5 assisted tackles, no individual tackles. Renard Green, 4 unassisted, no assists. So there you have the individual performance, the individual stats from the first half. LSU getting ready to kick off. As we look down on the field, they'll be kicking left to right as they go on the field. Florida State is going to receive here to start the second half. They'll be going right to left. And here to give you all the play-by-play from the third quarter, here's Chris Blair.
Thank you, Doug. 17-14 as we begin third quarter action. Nathan Dibert tees it up at the 35. He'll kick it away. An angle kick and near side. Back deep, Deuce Span. But it will be first down and 10 at the 25 as Dibert gets the touchback. 15 minutes put up on the board. Again, as Doug just told you, 293 yards total offense tonight for LSU in the first half. Again, pretty good mix, as Gordy mentioned to Coach Brian Kelly going into the locker room. 188 through the air, 105 on the ground. But now they're looking for the defense to make a stand in this opening drive of the third quarter. First down and 10 at the 25. Trey Benson, the running back. Jordan Travis in the shotgun. Calls for the snap, gets it belt high, looking left all the way. Pocket holds, plenty of time. Now a little pressure, going to force him to his right, still looking downfield. Eventually unloads, and a flag comes out. It's incomplete at midfield. The intended receiver, Wilson. It looked like a little soon arriving was Deuce Chestnut, and that may be pass interference against the Tigers.
Interference, number 22, defense. It's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, not a good omen to start the second half. That's the first penalty of the night for LSU.
Well, it's not, but when you have a quarterback that runs around back there and you can't get anybody to tackle him, and he's a very elusive guy. LSU just ran out of people to cover receivers. Wilson downfield would have made the catch had there not been pass interference.
First down and 10 at the ball moved up to the 40-yard line. They'll go on the ground, and Toafili running right side gets to the edge before Burns and Alexander track him down. But an 8-yard gain will make it second down and 2, nearing midfield at the 48-yard line of their own. Twin backs to each side of Travis. He'll give it to Toafili. He'll put his head down, cross midfield, pick up the first down for the Noles. Gain of 3. Guillory and Spates combining on the tackle for LSU. Again, very few times tonight we've seen the twin back set. They like both running backs. They'll have Benson back there behind Travis, who's going to line up under center here. First down and 10 at the 48. Coleman and Wilson out wide to the right for the Noles. 3 down linemen for the Tigers. Ogofu at the very end at the line of scrimmage. The handoff going to be Benson. Benson running between left tackle, able to make his way to the LSU 45, a gain of 3. Ogofu, who we just mentioned, was there to make the tackle for LSU.
Florida State isn't doing a good job of getting a push at the line of scrimmage. They'll get LSU off of the defensive line, pick up 3 or 4 yards. They look like not big gains, but eventually they end up with a pretty good gain out of this variety of runs that they make. And LSU's got to come up with a big play and stop the drive.
Second down and 7 at the Tiger 45-yard line. Travis, quick fire, gets it out near side. Coleman with the catch inside the 45, out of bounds at the LSU 40-yard line. Zy Alexander forces him wide. They'll be just short of the first down, it appears, by maybe a yard. Seminoles in the first half, 6 for 9 on third down. Tigers just 2 of 6. There's been some key third down conversions for the Noles. Again, it'll be third and about a yard here. Marked at the 39 of LSU. Ball middle of the field. Check that. On the near side hash. Travis again going to work under center. Had a sneak earlier in the first half. Motion the receiver. Now take the snap. Quick screen. Looks like they want to have it thrown again as Span got the pass. Now he's in trouble. Backpedaling into Tiger territory. Stay alive, however. Rolling to his right. Throws the Wilson. Catch made at the 25-yard line of LSU. So the Noles go to the gadget bag. Didn't work to perfection, but it ends up working nonetheless. 17-yard gain as Wilson makes the catch. Span was in lots of trouble The Tigers just could not get him started near the near sideline, looking to throw, and then decided, I've got to find some room, so went on the sprint to the far side, and eventually Wilson, the big 6'7" target, opened up. And again, Burns and Sam make the tackle, but now before a first down. 1st and 10 now at the Tiger 22. Noles on the march in this opening possession of the third quarter. LSU leading 17-14 on a 36-yard field goal at the end of the second quarter. Travis again under center. Handoff Benson. Benson goes right, cuts back to his left, and will get to the 20, maybe just shy of the 19, on a gain of 3.
Chris, LSU was in a position on that previous play to make a big play out of it. They had people in a position, but they ended up not covering the lanes they needed to cover in order to make the tackle or force the throw before the quarterback wanted to throw it. And consequently, they end up giving a first down away. It's second down about 7, but Florida State is moving downfield. LSU's not stopping the drive.
So again, twin backs to each side of Travis. They give it to Benson, and this time a big play for the Tigers. They'll drop him back at the 25-yard line. That time, Braden Swinson got through virtually untouched, and a 6-yard loss for the Seminoles will back them up outside the red zone.
And that will stop the drive. When you make those kind of plays, that'll stop the drive.
The Noles 70% efficiency tonight on third down, 7 of 10. Toafili going to check in for Benson. He'll line up wide to the right. So 4 wide, 2 left, 2 right, empty backfield for Jordan Travis. 3rd and 13 from the 25-yard line. Snap is in his hands. Looking right. Fires the football. There's Wilson again. He was open. Makes the catch at the 15-yard line. A gain of 10. They'll be shy of the first down. Zy Alexander again just trying to keep up with Wilson. And outside a couple of drops. That is his 6th reception of the night, and he has been wide open. And again, they'll be short of the first down. Sets up 4th and 3 at the 15, and we'll see Ryan Fitzgerald with a 33-yard attempt for the Seminoles here to try to tie this game up early in the third quarter. Clock down to 9 minutes and 32 seconds. Well within his range, 33-yard attempt. Hash mark far side, kicking right to left. Kick is on its way, and the kick is good. We're tied 17-all. So Florida State takes the opening kickoff. Eventually the drive would stall. A big play by Braden Swinson. They call upon Ryan Fitzgerald to get the job done, and he does. Ties the game at 17-17. Timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll return to Orlando after this on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Unrivaled content, unprecedented access. LSU Gold, powered by Bayou Traditions, is the only place for exclusive behind-the-scenes content featuring your favorite LSU teams. It's all access to the Tigers all year long, from pregame warm-ups to postgame celebrations and every moment in between. You can watch LSU Gold anywhere, anytime, and on your favorite device. Go to lsu.gold today to sign up for your free 7-day trial so you can be there for each step of LSU's championship journeys. That's lsu.gold.
When are 3 letters more than 3 letters? When they represent 14 storied universities, generations of tradition and unbridled passion, stadiums and arenas swelled with diehard fans, more than 260 national titles, thousands of All-Americans, and hundreds of Olympians. And the one conference where every catch, shot, swing, and stride just means more.
He's got a seam. He's down the near side hash.
Tiger fans, if you've ever wanted to listen to the LSU Sports Radio Network while watching your Fighting Tigers on TV, now you can, and it's easy to do.
Just pause the TV. Use the LSU Sports mobile app to stream the audio on your smartphone or tablet. Connect to a smart speaker, then wait for the audio to catch up to the point your TV is paused. Push play, and you are all set.
Watch the Tigers and listen with the LSU Sports Radio Network and the LSU Sports mobile app.
15-10-5, touchdown! Tigers!
The SEC is more than the Southeastern Conference. It's the Saturday Electrifying Conference, the Sunday Elite Conference, the Stadium Erupting Conference, the Stunning Eyeballs Conference, the Superbly Entertaining Conference, the Storied Enduring Conference, and more often than not, the See You Later Everyone Else Conference. This is the SEC, where it just means more.
Live coverage of LSU Fighting Tiger football continues on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
17-17 our score. LSU and Florida State all knotted up here with 9:19 to go. In the third quarter of action, fans, have you tasted Oxbow rum? Made right in Baton Rouge from local sugarcane. Oxbow Rum Distillery, the official rum of LSU athletics. Raise a glass to the Tigers with Oxbow rum. Fitzgerald, once again, will tee it up at the 35, kick it back to the Tigers. It'll be Anderson and Caleb Jackson back deep for LSU. Again, crowd tonight heavily favored Florida State way. A lot of maroon and gold here in the seats at Camping World Stadium. And they've made their presence known early and often. Here's the approach by Fitzgerald. Puts the ball in the air. This time end over end. This time going to be taken by Anderson about 3 yards deep. He'll bring it out. Makes a cut at the 15, but slung down at about the 18-yard line. Second time tonight. We've seen Anderson bring it out. One time from the 1, this time from within the end zone. And the Tigers will start first down at 10. What it appears to be, see what they say. They're going to say at the 17-yard line. So that's where the Tigers will start over. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on this, the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hear the Tigers roar worldwide. The LSU Sports Radio Network and the LSU Sports mobile app.
Along with Doug Morrow, Gordy Rush, Chris Blair with you here in Orlando. Tigers with a football, tie game 17-17. First down at 10 at their own 17. Daniels on the keeper around the left edge. Gets by one defender up to the 30 and then put down after he reached the 32-yard line. A design run by Daniels, who's had a couple of big ones tonight. A gain of 14 yards. Stop made by Akeem Dent. It's his rush now for 72 yards so far tonight. Be first and 10 at the 32. So a good play on first down. Send 2 receivers right, bunch 3 receivers, short side of the field to left. Daniels looking to throw, got Nabers wide open. Near side hash, he'll make the catch at the 38, cross the 40, down at the 41-yard line. A 9-yard gain as Jarian Jones comes in to make the tackle for Florida State. Transfer out of Mississippi State. 5th-year senior for Coach Norvell. Under 8.5 to go, third quarter. Second down and a yard. Ball at the LSU 41-yard line. Nabers out wide to the left. Thomas and Lacey sent wide to the right. Shotgun snap Daniels. He'll pull. Looking to throw to Taylor. He's got the catch far side. Up to the 45. Runs into a couple of Knowles. Gives him a ride across midfield. And now we got flags coming out late. There was a lot of pushing and shoving on the field, and it continued into the boundary. Cypress was there initially. It was an 8-yard catch by Mason Taylor. Jared Verse and Cypress combined on the tackle, and there was a little extra in that one. Let's see what the flag's about.
That's got to be on
There's
Verse.
no foul on the play.
Oh, wow.
Result of the play is the first down.
So they pick up the flag. You could sense from the crowd they thought it was going to go against the Seminoles, but they eventually pick it up. Good news is Taylor with the reception picks up the first down. The Tigers now looking at first and 10 at the 49-yard line. 8 minutes even to go, third quarter. Tie game 17-17. Bradford moves to the left hip of Daniels out of the shotgun. Bradford going to get the carry. Goes left, cuts back right up the middle. Gets into Nole territory. About the 47-yard line. And we stopped there by Joshua Farmer and Patrick Payton combining with some help from Akeem Dent, who's been in on plenty of action tonight defensively at that safety position for the Noles. Gain of 5 on the carry by Bradford, who got the start tonight at running back. Opening play. The pass out of the backfield. Set up LSU nicely. However, they could not convert down inside the red zone. Second down and 6. Flip it out. Nabers on the screen. And a great open field tackle. He's brought down quickly at about the line of scrimmage. Darian Jones got to him as soon as the catch was made. He could not break away near side. That'll set up a critical third down here for the Tigers, who again are 2 for 6 in tonight's ball game. One of the things they certainly wanted to improve on coming into this year. Although they got better on the back end of the season, they finished at about 49%. Wasn't the case in the opening game last year. 3rd and 6 from the Knoll 47-yard line. Bradford remains in. Daniels stands in the pocket, has plenty of time, throws, and broken up. He was looking for Lacey at the 40-yard line, and at the last moment, the hand of Fentrell Cypress got in there to swat it away, and it sets up 4th and 6 and a punting situation for LSU.
No, that was a big play in this game, because had it not been knocking the ball away by Cypress, could have gone a long way, maybe all the way.
It's a great play by Cypress. Maybe we saw a couple of passes early in the game where he led the receivers a little too much. That one may not have been exactly where he wanted to put it, but nonetheless, great play by the Noles defense. Coleman sets back deep to receive this punt. He'll call for the fair catch, step up at about the 13, bring it in after a 34-yard punt off the foot of Bramblett. And it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Noles at their own 13-yard line. Timeout on the field. Still a tie game, 17-17. Noles get the football for the second time here in the second half when we return on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now. We're still on the air.
Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
It's snack time in Death Valley. Hey, Tiger fans, Bruce Buffer here, voice of the UFC, to talk about my friends at Kudo Protein Popcorn. Kudo Protein Popcorn is now the official popcorn of LSU Athletics and is fueling the LSU football players to victory. Kudo is packed with 5 grams of protein per serving and comes in 3 delicious flavors of white cheddar, garlic parmesan, and salty sweet kettle corn. Head to kudosnack.com and use promo code LSU for 15% off your order. Go Tigers!
Hi, Jan from Toyota here.
Hi, Jan. My friends keep posting photos in their new Toyotas. Summer's almost over, and I've got FOMO.
Well, FOMO, no-mo, because Toyota's national sales event is on, and it's the perfect time to squeeze out the last of summer in a new Tacoma, Highlander, Camry, and more.
I can't wait to post photos of myself grilling at the park with my new RAV4.
I will meet you there.
Well done, Jan.
Toyota, let's go places. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Event ends September 5th.
What's the best way to accomplish a common goal? Teamwork. When a team works together, they can do anything with the right leadership. That's why all of us at Janny King, the king of clean, are excited for this season. At Janny King, our team has been working together for over 35 years, cleaning your offices, schools, buildings, churches, and even this campus and stadium. Let our team help your team. Go to JannyKingCleans.com and trust your clean to the king. That's JannyKingCleans.com.
Janny King, the king of clean.
Third quarter coverage continues. This is LSU Fighting Tiger football on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Tiger fans, Dudley DeBosier stands up for the purple and gold, fights for fans all across Louisiana. Dudley DeBosier, proud to be an official partner of LSU Athletics. We're tied 17-17 here in Orlando. Sunday night football, top 10 matchup. ACC versus SEC. I guess 3 spots separate this team in the preseason poll. LSU coming in number 5, Florida State number 8. Right now, a tied game. And as we've mentioned, there's been some bright for both squads, both sides of the ball, and not so bright. And I guess it would be wishful thinking for any fan base to think you'll come into week number 1 in this type of matchup and dominate. And that's not been the case. So both teams getting after each other so far. 6:27 remains, third quarter. Florida State takes back over after the punt. 1st down and 10 at their own 13-yard line. Rodney Hill will check in at running back. Saw him a couple of times in that first half. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver to the left side in Keon Coleman. Travis will move the running back to the right side. Delayed handoff, and he'll be brought down behind the line, back at the 9-yard line. Jordan Jefferson making his presence known. The West Virginia transfer got to him, wrestled him to the ground quickly. Nowhere to go for Rodney Hill. It'll be a loss of 4 yards. Another tackle for loss for this LSU defense. And third of the night. Of course, you remember they had a great stand with Florida State backed up at their own 1-yard line. See if they can flip field position here. A couple of more plays to do so. 2nd and 14 at the 9. Travis, 1 foot in the end zone, steps back, launches it high in the air. One-on-one coverage. Coleman's got it over the shoulder up around the 45-yard line. He'll fall forward across midfield. They'll say he's down in LSU territory. Nope, right at midfield. 41-yard pitch and catch. Chestnut was on coverage. Again, Coleman had just a step. Pretty good coverage, but a great throw and an even better reception.
Absolutely. That is the play of the game.
1st down and 10 at midfield. Coleman with 109 receiving yards tonight. Here's a stutter step and a delay on the run by Rodney Hill. Right side. He finds a little room. Works his way inside the 45. And now a little more pushing and shoving after the whistle. Rodney Hill fired up, comes out of the fray. Again, we don't see any hankies, but the temper is starting to mount here in the second half. Another solid run, his first good run of the night. Now we'll see Lawrence Toafili check back in at running back. Gain of 7 on the play. Sets up 2nd down and 3 on the Tigers side of the field, working at the 43. Toafili on the right side of Jordan Travis. Motion the tight end. Quick throw, set up the screen. They get it to Coleman. LSU blows it up and brings him down immediately. Nice play by the Tigers out on the corners. Omar Spates was there to bring down Coleman quickly. Man, they had blockers set up out there on the screen, but LSU just blew it up. So no gain on the play. Sets up 3rd and 3. Again, Florida State's been phenomenal tonight. 7 of 11. Motion the receiver. End around. Coming near side. LSU able to get to him. He'll be short of the 1st down sticks. Cut down at the 42-yard line. Andre Sam with a great tackle in space. They tried the end around. This is a team that loves to run the football. They'll use their quarterback. They'll use their running backs. And that time they had Toafili lined up out wide to the right. He came back around, motioning before the snap. And then look like they're going to keep the offense out here. This will be their first attempt on 4th down. 4th and 2 now at the LSU 42-yard line in a tie game, 17-17. Travis going to step back in to the shotgun here with a single back Toafili on a sidecar to the left. Just got the snap off. Get it to Toafili in the flat. He's got a lot of room far side. 35-30, gets to the boundary, breaks a tackle at the 20, to the 10, comes to the inside hash, and eventually slung down at the LSU 1-yard line. Harold Perkins came in to save the score, but a huge play by Toafili. Great design play by the Seminoles. Had him catching the football at full speed. He does the rest. It'll be 1st down goal to go now at the LSU 1. Snap back to Travis. Travis going to keep, and he'll pull, come around the left side, and by himself take a couple of steps into the end zone, and Florida State back on top. Touchdown, Jordan Travis.
Well, Florida State just outplayed LSU that entire drive. They made the key plays when they needed to, and they made plays that were unique, that gave them an opportunity to get somebody out in the open field running towards the goal line. And they're the ones that had the right to score the touchdown on that play. LSU's really given up opportunities for Florida State to get ahead in this game, and they've just done that.
23-17, trying to add one more. Fitzgerald's kick is up, and it is good. 24-17, Florida State leads for the second time this evening. 7 plays, 87 yards. Quick time, 3 minutes, 45 seconds. Had 2 plays of 41 yards on that drive. That eventually find the end zone from 1 yard out. 24-17 our score. LSU gets the ball back. They trail by a score. Timeout on the field. Back after this on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
This is Richard Zuslaw, CEO of Acadian Ambulance Service. On behalf of all the Acadian employee owners, please be careful while driving. Always use your seatbelt and never text and drive.
Hey, Louisiana, hit your way to winnings with Blackjack from the Louisiana Lottery. You could win up to $2,100. Take a walk on the wild side. Play Wild Tens, where you could win up to $14,000. Wish upon a star. Play Bonus Star Bonanza. Top prize is a star-studded $30,000. Pick up all 3 tickets today. The Louisiana Lottery, giving you a reason to smile. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of LSU Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
It's time to score big with healthcare decisions this enrollment period. With a Medicare Advantage plan from People's Health, you get more benefits than original Medicare for no monthly premium. Benefits like $0 copays for primary care and virtual doctor visits. Part D prescription drug coverage, including $0 Tier 1 and Tier 2 generic drugs. A quarterly allowance for over-the-counter items. Plus coverage for hearing aids, dental services, and glasses or contacts. Call People's Health to learn more. 1-855-633-4207.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Back to third quarter action of LSU Fighting Tiger football on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Florida State back on top here with 2:42 remaining third quarter, 24-17. They now have equaled their scoring output from the meeting last year in New Orleans. LSU set to get the football back. Tiger fans, stop by, see your local Southern Quality Ford dealers. Take a test drive. Get amazing deals and low financing on a new car, truck, or SUV, and let the good times roll. Let's go down to Gordy Rush for a sideline report powered by your hometown John Deere dealer, Sunshine. Well, Florida State that time put together a nice drive. Gordy, 7 plays, 87 yards, 3 minutes and 45 seconds. And for the most part tonight, they've been able to stay away from Harold Perkins Jr. Only 4 tackles, 1 solo. The secondary having to do a lot of tackling downfield for LSU.
Yeah, the big play on that drive was Keon Coleman just going the straight go route, out athleting Deuce Chestnut, 40-plus yards on that play, and they were able to flip the field. And then on that short yardage play, Deuce Chestnut had the outside. They were playing zone. He just slipped, and the running back was able to get outside of him for a big play. Too many big plays this LSU defense has given up. I think they played well in spots, but Coleman has just been a pain in their rear end tonight.
Fitzgerald with a high but short kick coming up. Anderson going to field it on the run at about the 14-yard line, crossed the 20, and then tripped up there after he ran into a crowd of Seminole defenders. So LSU will start over. Again, just shy of the 25 at about the 23-yard line. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the third stanza. Trailing for the second time tonight. They got down early, 7-0, tied the game 7-all. Got a 3-point lead late in that second quarter, 17-14. Florida State would answer in the opening drive to tie it up with a field goal. And now taking a lead on an impressive drive. Now time for the Tigers to turn it on. First down and 10 from their own 23. Daniels in the pocket. Late pressure comes. Delivers far side. Catch made by Nabers. Up across the 35. He steps out of bounds at the 36. Great throw under duress by Jayden Daniels. Knew he was going to get hit. Azariah Thomas was on coverage, but again, Nabers made the cut towards the sideline. The ball was right there in his midsection. It'll be first down and 10 at the 36 for LSU. Nabers 46 yards receiving tonight. First down at 10 at the 36. 2 wide to the right. Nabers lone receiver left. Daniels shotgun snap again with time. Now flushed out of the pocket. Grabbed from behind and pulled down. Going to be dropped at the 32-yard line. Loss on the play of 4. Again, had time initially, but credit Florida State downfield. Nobody open, no target to throw to, and eventually Dennis Briggs gets a hold of Daniels and brings him down.
Yeah, you can't say that Daniels has had his finest hour here in this game. And I guess you also have to say he got outplayed a little bit by the Florida State quarterback. Both of them are very good quarterbacks.
2nd down and 14 after the loss back at the 32. The give to Williams right up the middle. He's hit just beyond the line. Will fall forward to the 35. Gets 3 of those 4 lost yards back, but still behind the chains here for LSU. It'll be 3rd and 11. Bethune and Briggs combine on the tackle for the Noles, who right now riding this wave of momentum. LSU just 2 for 7 on 3rd downs tonight. 3rd and 11. Ball at the 35-yard line of their very own. Lacey in motion left to right, and jumping is going to be Florida State. Easily over the neutral zone that time. Patrick Payton. He was watching Lacey motion from left to right.
11 defense.
Tried to guess the snap count, I guess, and just jumped way over the line. So that'll be another infraction against Florida State, who, again, LSU's won that battle. That's their 7th penalty of the night. LSU with just 1 right out of the gate here in the 3rd quarter. It was a pass interference call. So, make it a little more manageable here on 3rd down, 3rd and 6. Move the ball to the 40-yard line. They need to convert. Approaching 30 seconds remaining, 3rd quarter. 24-17, Florida State leads. Daniels with the ball in his hand. Pocket gets tight, delivers near side. Mason Taylor up to the 45. Eventually makes his way just shy of midfield, and he'll pick up the 1st down for LSU. Thomas able to trip him up, but a 9-yard gain will keep the drive alive. With 13 seconds remaining, LSU looks like they're trying to line it up. With 8 on the clock, Taylor with his 4th catch of the night. With 5 on the 3rd quarter clock. 4, 3, down to 2. And Daniels just gets it off. He's got the snap. Play resumes. Throwing downfield and incomplete in the hands, but couldn't hold on. Is Brian Thomas Jr. He got left free down that far sideline. Thomas was late coming over. That's Zaire Thomas on coverage, and the ball just goes right through his hands and to the turf. Incomplete, 2nd down and 10. And that is the final play of the 3rd quarter. So after 3 here in Orlando, a battle in the top 10. Florida State with the edge going into the 4th quarter, 24-17. We'll step aside, come back for the 4th and final quarter after this on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted experts for all your home service needs. With over 35 years of dedicated service, we prioritize your comfort and satisfaction. As an official partner of LSU Athletics, we bring our expertise to every game, from installations to repairs. Our team delivers honest pricing with no surprises. Call us today at 225-777-8888 and experience the difference with Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Go Tigers!
Life in Louisiana is a symphony of sound, colors, and movement. It's a celebration of moments, big and small, and Blue Cross is here for it all. You can rely on the strength of the cross and protection of the shield. Your card opens doors to a large network of top doctors to care for you. So live life knowing Blue Cross has you covered for the highs and lows and everything in between. The right card, the right care. Life in Louisiana is a symphony of sound, colors, and movement. It's a celebration of moments, big and small, and Blue Cross is here for it all. You can rely on the strength of the cross and protection of the shield. Your card opens doors to a large network of top doctors to care for you. So live life knowing Blue Cross has you covered for the highs and lows and everything in between. The right card, the right care.
Hey now, Tiger fans, no tailgate is complete without Noel Spirits from Noel Family Distillery. Founded by a father-daughter duo, Noel Family Distillery is the only Louisiana distillery offering authentic tequila. Their additive-free tequila captures the spirit of Louisiana, creating a spirits experience worthy of the Tigers and their loyal fans across the country. Noel Tequila is proud to be the official tequila of LSU Athletics. So enjoy Noel Tequila in Tiger Stadium or grab a bottle of your own at many fine retailers and learn the unique Noel Distillery story at noeldistillery.com.
Fourth quarter action of LSU Fighting Tiger football, presented by J&J Exterminating, continues on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
We go to the fourth quarter here in Orlando. Florida State leading 24-17. Both teams have enjoyed leads in tonight's game, with that third quarter belonging to the Seminoles. Taking a look at the third quarter stats presented by Hancock Whitney. Hancock Whitney, the official bank of LSU Athletics. Tigers 4 first downs in that third stanza. Florida State with 5. Only 18 yards on the ground for the Tigers, 38 yards through the air. Florida State, on the other hand, 17 on the ground, 115 in the passing attack. Total of 132 in that third quarter to LSU's 56 net yards. Jordan Travis tonight, 19 of 26, 272 yards passing, thrown for 2 touchdowns, does have 1 interception, completing 73% of his passes. For LSU, Jayden Daniels, 16 of 29, 226 his number. Again, just 55% completion so far. LSU, a slight lead overall, 349 yards total offense, 345 for the Seminoles as we get ready for the final 15 minutes here on this Sunday night. Fan Cintas proudly helps local Louisiana businesses stay clean, safe, and ready for the workday, and have done so for over 35 years. Tigers had a chance on that last play, but just enough defense out of Thomas on Brian Thomas. He was unable to make the grab, so it sets up second down 10. Tigers scrimmage from their own 48-yard line, now attacking right to left on your dial. Daniels in the backfield along with Noah Kane to start the fourth quarter. Here's the snap. On second down, Daniels in a crowded pocket, throws it away, intercepted far side. Headed down the sideline, eventually brought down inside the 25. And the Tigers' second turnover of the game is Renardo Green, the senior out of right here in Orlando. The receiver for LSU on that far side slipped and fell. That was Nabers. Throw was a little soft. I don't know that it would have even reached Nabers. But once he went down, Renardo Green saw the football, brings it in, and Florida State now inside the 25-yard line of the Tigers, leading 24-17. Not the start you wanted in the fourth stanza.
Now, Chris, Nabers was running a comeback route, and it's a timing route. You throw this over and over through the summer, and the ball comes out at a certain point. The problem is when Nabers went to make that play, both feet came from under him. He was on his butt, and the cornerback was breaking the cut, and the ball was right there where it was a little low, but it was where it was supposed to be. Nabers just slipped.
So it looks like we're going to go under review here. Official review, second of the night, brought to you by Acme Oyster House. Did not hear the official initially.
Yeah, my question was whether or not they're looking whether or not he stepped out. I don't think this isn't the NFL, but he clearly was slipping, but he also pushed him down to the ground.
He did.
And I don't think you can call that. I think they're looking for the spot.
Yeah, he danced down that far sideline, and it appears that's what they're taking a look at to get the proper spot.
They could call the pass interference, but not now.
They also now looking at the replay. His knee was down at the catch on the interception. He went down to get the pass, and his knee was down. So, again, it will be what we expect, an interception, but it will not be inside the 25 of LSU. It'll be back down the field. So LSU, Brian Kelly and staff immediately out there because it was on their sideline saying he was down.
After review, the defender's knee was down with the ball at the 43-yard line. Forced down, Florida State.
So after the review, they'll bring the football back. Turnover still stands. Again, that's the second for LSU. They had a muff punt earlier in the first half. Now they're calling upon the defense again as Florida State will take over. Back on their side of the field now. They'll place it down at about the 47-yard line, make it the 48. 43, I corrected. Jaheim Bell, Trey Benson, twin backs on each side of Jordan Travis on first down. Handoff going to go to Benson. Weaves his way through traffic, now heads downfield into Tiger territory inside the 45. Brought down at the 43-yard line of LSU. Major Burns there to make the stop. But Benson, as I mentioned, wasn't much in the mix in the opening game last year in New Orleans, but he went on to finish in the top 6 statistically in the ACC. Showed why just there. First down and 10 at the 43. 14-yard carry. Again, they'll go to twin backs. Out of the shotgun. Again, they'll give to Benson. Benson running left side. Breaks through a couple of tackles. LSU can't get him down. He's inside the 40 to the 39. 4-yard gain for Benson. And Coach Kelly mentioned it on his weekly radio show that, again, they've got a stable of big-time receivers, but their want-to is to run the football. And right now they're imposing their will at the line of scrimmage. And Benson racking up and 6 now at the LSU 39-yard line. We've got 13:44 to go in this ball game, and Florida State leading by a score, 24-17. Benson will get the carry again, this time going east-west. Eventually tries to turn it upfield, nearly slips, and eventually LSU gets him down after a loss of 2 yards. LSU had great surge up front. Benson still almost able to wiggle out of it. Andre Sam and Greg Brooks making the stop for LSU. Now we'll see Lawrence Toafili check in. Benson has done plenty of work. He'll get a sideline breather here. Looking at 3rd down and 8 at the 41. 7 of 12 on 3rd downs tonight. Critical play for LSU defensively here in the 4th quarter. Spread the field. 1 receiver wide to each side. They'll actually put 2 in the slot to the left. Design run by Travis. He's got blockers in front of him. To the 40, near side 30. Gets outside the numbers and eventually out of bounds. Picking up the first down for the Seminoles on the ground. We haven't seen Travis run a lot tonight. But again, LSU on their heels. Good play at the right time for Coach Norvell. And it'll be first down and 10 at the LSU 28.
Travis has outdone the LSU quarterback tonight.
13-yard run. Sets up 1st and 10 at the 28. Toafili on the left side of Travis. 2 wide to the left. This time, a little quick pass left side and got it to Coleman. Again, LSU was in position, didn't make the first tackle, and he'll pick up extra yards down near the 20, maybe the 21-yard line before Fabien Jones made the tackle. 7-yard gain. Again, simple play design. And on the catch, LSU just outran the route. Able to give him the seam to make it 2nd and 4 now at the LSU 22-yard line. Florida State on the attack, leading 24-17, under 12 to play here in Orlando. Toafili motions, bootleg for Travis, rolling to his right, throws, got Wilson, caught at the 10, put down on the ground immediately, but another positive play is Andre Sam credited with the tackle. He's a little slow to get up on his back at the 10-yard line as he used his upper body down low to make the stop on Wilson, who is quite the load at 6'7", 245 pounds. So they'll come out and take a look at Andre Sam, the transfer from Marshall, from Iowa, Louisiana. And we'll have a timeout here as they take a look at Sam. 11:37 to go in this game. 24-17, Florida State with the lead and driving. First down goal to go now at the LSU 9-yard line. Timeout on the field. Will return to Orlando after this on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Tiger fans, this is Eddie Kennison, former LSU football wide receiver. If you know me, you know I'm all about making big plays.
Tigers win! Tigers win!
That's why I joined the team at LSU Sports Properties. Our goal here is to help businesses make big plays both on and off the field. If you want to give your brand that competitive edge and be a part of the biggest stage in college sports, give the corporate sponsorship team at LSU Athletics a call. Your brand, our fans. Utilize the power of LSU Athletics to promote your business and sponsor LSU Athletics today. Call 225-578-2788. Go Tigers.
When are 3 letters more than 3 letters? When they represent 14 storied universities, generations of tradition and unbridled passion, stadiums and arenas swelled with diehard fans, more than 260 national titles, thousands of All-Americans and hundreds of Olympians. And the one conference where every catch, shot, swing, and stride just means more.
Hey, Tiger fans, 12 and younger, don't miss your chance to be a part of Mike's Kids Club. Presented by Shell, the exclusive kids club of LSU Athletics. Join Mike's Kids Club for only $25. Get the official Mike's Kids Club t-shirt, free admission to select LSU athletic events, and much, much more. To learn about upcoming events and to join, please visit lsumkc.com. The Mike's Kids Club, presented by Shell.
Back to fourth quarter action of LSU Fighting Tiger football. Presented by J&J Exterminating on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Dudley DeBosier stands up for the purple and gold, fights for Tiger fans all across Louisiana. Dudley DeBosier, proud to be an official partner of LSU Athletics. 11:37 to go here on this Sunday night. Florida State with the lead, 24-17. They're on the march, looking at first down goal to go from the LSU 9. The Seminoles now starting to rack up those yards, 393. Closing in on 400 yards total offense, 308 of that 393 currently through the airs. Jordan Travis, 21 of 28, 291 yards passing. Coleman tonight, 8 catches, 115 yards, and a couple of scores. And Johnny Wilson, 7 receptions, 104 yards tonight. On top of that, the running game for Florida State has been effective at times. Only 85 yards on the ground, but a couple of key runs and key moments of this game have kept the momentum on the Noles side since LSU had a 17-14 lead at halftime. Noles got a goal line stand in the opening drive of this game. Tigers looking to find one here with first down goal to go from the 9. Florida State, an interception in the first half. LSU with a muff punt. Unfortunately, the story again tonight, and an interception. So the Noles winning the turnover battle as well. Clock moving, 11:17 to go in this one. Still time left, but the Tigers got to make a statement here defensively. Pistol formation, Toafili behind Travis, the quarterback. One wide to the left. That's Coleman. Give it to Toafili, moving left, cuts back to his right. Gets between the hashes and dropped after maybe a couple of yards. That's all. Picks up 2 yards. It'll be second down, goal to go from the LSU 7. Jordan Travis started out the game red hot, cooled off a little bit in the second quarter, but now is racking up 9 straight completions. Florida State using a little clock here. No hurry to line up. 10.5 to go in the game. Second down, goal to go from the 7. Again, out of the shotgun. Toafili, the running back to the right. Travis looking left. Throwing Coleman's way. Back left corner of the end zone. He's got it. Chestnut was in coverage, but again had his back to the football. Chestnut never saw it. Coleman backpedaling to that corner. Followed it all the way in. That is his 3rd receiving touchdown of the night. And Florida State now extending their lead.
And he has made up for the 2 drops that he has, I think.
Forgot all about those earlier in the game.
It's just Chestnut's given the 4 inches. And on top of that, Coleman was a tremendous basketball player at Opelousas, a 2-sport star. He's just bodying him up down here and taller, bigger, more physical. He's just making plays.
30-17, trying to add one more is Fitzgerald after the point after. Perfect so far tonight. This kick is up, and it's good. 31-17. LSU now down by 2 touchdowns in Orlando with 10:18 remaining. Timeout on the field. LSU's got the football. When we come back, they've got work to do. Down 31-17 to Florida State. This is the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You worked all day, picked up dry cleaning, got the oil changed, and tonight's choir practice? No wonder it's so hard to schedule your health care. At Women's Hospital, our priority is women's health. And nobody keeps women on top of their game like we do, so you can knock out your to-do list like a boss. Be healthy and proactive. See your gynecologist each year because early cancer detection can save your life. At Women's, your health is our priority. Make it yours too.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of LSU Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
This is Richard Zuslaw, CEO of Acadian Ambulance Service. On behalf of all the Acadian employee owners, please be careful while driving. Always use your seatbelt and never text and drive.
Fourth quarter action continues. Presented by J&J Exterminating on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Fans, lower your utility bills with an efficient, reliable Trane air conditioning system. Visit TraneSouth.com, find a local dealer, get a free estimate on a system that will fit your needs and your budget. Begin saving now because it's hard to stop a Trane. Florida State has taken all the momentum. They've dominated here in the second half. They now lead 31-17 following an 8-play, 57-yard drive. 4 minutes and 32 seconds. Travis throwing his third touchdown pass of the night. All three going to Keon Coleman. He's got 9 catches, 122 yards, and 3 scores. LSU, again, with 10:18 remaining in this game, has got to get moving here offensively. When you take a look at the second half, it's been all Florida State. 23 plays from scrimmage, 185 yards total offense. LSU 12 plays, 56 yards. And Gordy Rush, I imagine that LSU sideline during that timeout trying to fire some people up. Again, you want to have a great play here in returning this kick, make no mistakes, but they've got to become a little more efficient on the offensive end. I don't know if it's just going to the air, a mix of both, but they got to find an answer.
I think they got to go back to what they did in the second quarter, spread the football field and let Daniels create. And if they've got man-to-man matchups, throw the football, and if there's space inside, let him take it and run and play with a little tempo. But they have to create their own energy. You're right. It is flat on this sideline. All the energy, momentum going with Florida State right now.
Kickoff by Fitzgerald about 3 yards deep into the end zone. Gregory Clayton Jr. was back there along with Caleb Jackson. Clayton hauls it in, calls for the fair catch, and LSU will start first down and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Again tonight, Jayden Daniels, 16 of 30, 226 yards. Did throw 1 interception. Both quarterbacks throwing a pick tonight. As we'll see Trey Bradford come out along with Daniels. Bradford started the game at running back. A couple of big plays tonight. They'll have Nabers wide to the right. Lacey in the slot. Thomas Jr. out wide to the left side. Daniels will take the snap on first down. Give to Bradford, and waiting for him in the backfield, Florida State going to snuff it out, bring him down quickly. Big loss on the play as they just blew up that offensive front. Gilbert Edmond along with DJ Lundy. Edmond credited with the tackle, but a loss of 5 sets back LSU 2nd and 15 now at the 20. And this is where Florida State's defense becomes very dangerous when they have gotten LSU off schedule. So playing behind the chains here on second down. Daniels flushed out of the pocket. Pump fake, and he'll be brought down. And right now, Florida State just eating up the offensive front for LSU. Pick up another sack, another huge loss. And on this possession, LSU has done nothing but go backward. Joshua Farmer credited with the sack that time on Daniels. Loss of 7 yards. It'll be 3rd and 22 back at the 13-yard line. We'll see Josh Williams check in at running back. But again, 3rd and forever here. And the Tigers have struggled tonight on third downs. They are just 3 of 8. Snap back to Daniels on 3rd and 22. Pass near side. Going to be hauled in. Up to the 20 is all they'll get back out of that one. Brian Thomas Jr. on the catch. But again, Florida State not allowing them to go vertical in the passing game. And it sets up 4th and 14. And we'll see Jay Bramlett have to come kick it away here with 8.5 minutes to go in this game. Down 2 scores to the Seminoles, 31-17.
Tell you, Doug, it's not going to show up in the statistic column, but Florida State has done a nice job of covering the LSU wide receivers. This is a strong group. Florida State's been physical at the line of scrimmage. They've played bump and run. And a couple times, that one, for instance, Daniels, it's been a coverage sack. Nobody's been open.
Bramlett takes the snap, lets it fly from his own 10-yard line. High but short, looking for a good bounce. It'll take an LSU bounce inside the 45, but Florida State playing with just a little more than half the field as Burns comes down to down the football. And after a 36-yard punt, Florida State in business once again, leading 31-17. 8:01 remains in this game. Noles have the football in the lead when we come back on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hey, Tiger fans, 3 Olives Vodka would like to remind you that from pregame to postgame, no tailgate is complete without the smooth, premium taste of 3 Olives Vodka. Perfect as a shot or in your favorite cocktail. 3 Olives Vodka is a low-calorie, gluten-free, and contains 0 sugar. Whether enjoying 3 Olives Original Vodka or one of its 12 all-natural flavors, 3 Olives is sure to bring you all the spirit you need. This season, 3 Olives Vodka is proud to be an official partner of LSU Athletics. Go Tigers! Proximo, Jersey City, New Jersey. Hey, LSU fans, ready for some game-changing news? Bathfitter is now a very proud partner of LSU Athletics. With nearly 40 years of experience, Bathfitter's quality is unmatched, which makes them the perfect teammate for the championship-caliber Tigers. Bathfitter's tub-over-tub process is the best way to transform your old tub or shower and is built to last, with a lifetime warranty on every installation. So huddle up with Bathfitter as they support LSU Athletics. Connect with them at bathfitter.com and watch them transform your bathroom into an MVP. Go Tigers! We have some breaking news that you Tiger football fans are going to want to hear. It's official. SeatGeek is now the official ticket marketplace of LSU Athletics. That's right. The deal is finalized, and SeatGeek is the newest member of the LSU family. If you haven't heard the name yet, get used to it because you'll be hearing it a lot more this football season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to football games or to any other live event in Baton Rouge, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek, the new official ticket marketplace of LSU Athletics. So Tiger fans can fan.
Fourth quarter action of LSU Fighting Tiger football, presented by J&J Exterminating, continues on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
LSU Athletics would like to thank its team LSU corporate partners, Cox, McDonald's, Our Lady of the Lake, Albertsons, Coca-Cola, People's Health, and Hancock Whitney. 31-17, Florida State with the lead and the football. There's just 8 minutes, 1 second remaining in this game, and Florida State just dominating the second half. The Tigers went into the locker room leading 17-14. Seminoles tied it up quickly in the opening drive of the third quarter with a field goal to make it 17-all, and since then the Noles have not looked back. Doug, a couple of matchups we were looking at coming into this game tonight. The LSU secondary versus a stable of receivers for the Noles. And the other one was the defensive front, a veteran and talented group for the Seminoles against LSU offensive line. And the numbers just bear it out. The receivers have had a field day for Florida State. And this Seminoles defense has 4 sacks tonight on Jayden Daniels.
And the name that I think you can't ignore is the quarterback for Florida State. People are talking about how he should be the Heisman candidate rather than Jayden Daniels, and there may be some merit to that because he's made big play after big play tonight.
First down and 10, they'll give it off to Benson, and Benson running wild here in the second half. In traffic, carries a couple of Tigers down to the LSU 45-yard line. A 12-yard gain on first down. And Jacobian Guillory credited with the tackle, but he was going backward. Benson moving the big guy forward to pick up the first down. 1st and 10 now on the LSU side of the field at the 44. Florida State, no surprise again, in no hurry with 7.5 to go in this game. Jordan Travis walks up to his center. Maurice Smith now steps back into the gun. He's got Benson along with Jaheim Bell in the backfield on 1st and 10 from the 44. Takes the snap, pulls, sprints to his right, and throws it at the feet of Bell, who never turned around. It's incomplete near side at about the 42-yard line.
That's a smart play, just throwing it at his feet. Harold Perkins Jr. was sitting right there on him. Any sort of bobble or something bad might have happened there. Smart play just to throw it away. You don't want to make a mistake up 14 if you're Florida State.
2nd down, 10 at the 44. Clock stop, 7:08 remaining. 2 wide to the left. Lone receiver to the right side, single back, Travis. Slow sprint to his left. Throws, man wide open at the 30-yard line. Racing down the far sideline and into the end zone. Jaheim Bell. His first receiving touchdown of the year. The South Carolina transfer helps Florida State open it up here with 7 minutes to go in the ball game. They have a 3-touchdown lead and a point after upcoming.
And that's just a missed coverage by LSU. There's such a huge gap where the receiver was compared to the defenders on the play. LSU had some other people covered, but they didn't have the right one covered, and he was absolutely wide open.
With that play, Florida State, 459 yards total offense, 359 of that through the air. Fitzgerald's been a busy guy here in the second half. He'll try for the point after. Kick is up. Kick is good. And this one getting sideways in Orlando. 38-17, Florida State. Putting it on the Tigers. 3 plays, 57 yards, 1:01 off the 4th quarter clock. Timeout on the field. Things looking bleak here with just 7 minutes to play. Florida State 38, LSU 17 on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
Baton Rouge isn't just the capital of Louisiana, it's the capital of college football, the fans, the players, and of course, the food. When it comes to Saturdays in the fall, there's no place quite like Baton Rouge. And the fun extends beyond the tailgate with plenty to do off campus. Explore some of Baton Rouge's best sites, visit our incredible museums, and enjoy the sweet sounds of swamp blues. Born right here in Louisiana's capital city. Check out visitbatonrouge.com for more things to do on your next trip.
Welcome to another wonderful LSU Tigers football game. It's time to raise up your flags, put your jerseys on, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, Tiger fans save big on football game days. Save 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. Yes, that's another touchdown for you all. Download the Fuel Rewards app to join and game on. Visit fuelrewards.com/LSU for more info.
Planning a wedding, corporate, or fundraising event, sporting event, or private party, Party Central has top quality distinctive rentals that ensure your event will be a success. Party Central is a full-service event rental company that creates memorable and inspiring events throughout Louisiana for over 20 years. They are the experts you need to guarantee your event is a success. At Party Central, it's all in the details. Visit their website at partycentralweb.com and start planning your next event today.
Back to 4th quarter action of LSU Fighting Tiger football. Presented by J&J Exterminating on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
The Stars are out tonight with Bonus Star Bonanza from the lottery. Top prize is a star-studded $30,000. Visit any lottery retailer, ask for Bonus Star Bonanza today for your chance to win up to $30,000. Must be at least 21 to purchase. Florida State's put their stars on display tonight, starting with Jordan Travis, the quarterback, completing 74% of his passes, 23 of 31, 342 yards through the air. He's thrown 4 touchdowns to that 1 interception tonight. Florida State now with 459 yards total offense, 359 through the air and 100 on the ground. Again, the running game has been effective in spots, and Doug, effective when they needed it. When they needed a run play to produce, they were able to get it. Not overwhelming with the rushing attack, but why do it when you've got 2 receivers in Coleman and Wilson, each with 16 catches between them, and 226 yards and 3 touchdowns.
And the thing that's hard to overlook is you have the receivers, you have the running back, you have the quarterback, but you have both lines of scrimmage, the offense and the defense both, and they've simply outplayed LSU on both sides. As the game has gone on, they have outplayed them more dramatically. And I think that the present score tells you exactly what. LSU, of course, has enough time to score and get in the lead, but I don't think that's a probability.
Going to be taken by Clayton on the kickoff at the 3, and he'll be hammered at the 15-yard line. And that's the third time tonight the Tigers have decided to bring it out near the goal line and starting inside their own 20. Byron Turner was down there on teams for the Noles and makes a highlight tackle on Clayton, bringing it up the field. So 6:56 remains, 38-17 again. Florida State stretching their legs here. LSU's got to make haste, and we'll have Jayden Daniels and Josh Williams in the offensive backfield. Nabers out wide to the right, Lacey in the slot. Brian Thomas Jr. out wide to the left. First down and 10. Daniels steps back, has time, throws. Nabers going to catch it coming across near side. 25-30 and out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Nabers hauls in the catch. That's his 6th of the night. 21-yard gain. It'll be first down and 10. Tatum Bethune over to force him out of bounds. Yeah, you can look at the passing yards, rushing yards, but as you said it, Doug, most of the time, all of that depends on what happens in the trenches. And tonight, Florida State has had the advantage. Coming out firing again, they'll fire to Thomas right side. Thomas will skirt up the far sideline, make his way to the 45-yard line on a gain of 9. Jerry and Jones in coverage. 6:30 to go in the fourth quarter. LSU no option here, down 38-17, but to air the football out, try to make something happen in the passing game. Daniels again gets protection, now late pressure. He'll scamper away from it, go far side, and step out of bounds, and it appears he picked up the first down on a gain of 1.5 yards. So it will be a first down. Again, the clock rolling, 6 minutes, 13 seconds. And Florida State, number 8 coming in. Expect them to move up. LSU will take a slide down. Not sure anybody saw this game being as lopsided so far, but that's where we are. Daniels looking to throw and out of the reach of Lacey. It's out of his fingertips. Gordy Rush, let's go down to you for a sideline report powered by your hometown John Deere dealers, Sunshine. We see Garrett Nussmeier throwing any down there at all?
I do not. He's behind the quarterbacks that are signaling in the play. So I imagine they're going to ride Daniels with this one. But guys, I can't agree with you more. Florida State came out in the second half and established the run, and it set everything else up. LSU, surprisingly, with all the backs that they have now, a returning offensive line, just have not been able to run the football outside of Daniels and some designed runs, and that's been part of the problem tonight.
Second down and 10, tight pocket. Daniels grabbed and then pushed forward. Maybe got a yard with that extra push as he was under duress quickly. Daniel Lyons will pick up the tackle for Florida State, but we're rolling into 5.5 remaining. Jared Verse also in on the play and the big defensive end. 3rd and 9, and the Tigers have struggled there tonight as they bring it to the near side. Thomas made the grab up near midfield. They had tight coverage on Thomas. Cypress was all over him, but he was able to make the grab, but they're going to be short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 4 here. So with 5:05 remaining, Tigers try to keep some hope alive here with 5 minutes remaining on the clock. 4th down and 4 at their own 48-yard line. Down 38-17. Snap back to Daniels. Daniels again has time, throws across the middle. Catch going to be made, but tackled immediately is Lacey at the 46-yard line, and they'll be shy. And the second time tonight, Florida State's defense has turned them over on downs. Third time, rather. Tatum Bethune was there as soon as the catch was made. Throws Lacey to the ground. Florida State will take over with 4 minutes and 47 seconds, up 38-17.
And, Chris, the most impressive thing I think about this game about both teams is the sure manner in which Florida State is making tackles.
Yeah.
They'll have a tackler make a good, clean tackle of the person who's out in the field intent on picking up some yardage. They will just make a clean tackle, bring him to the ground, and that's gone on from the beginning of the game to now.
1st and 10 at the 45. Florida State takes over on their own side of the field. Rodney Hill will check back in at running back on this first play. Hill's going to get the carry. Jumps around, now eventually decides to head between left tackle and gets his way across midfield to about the 48-yard line. Mekhi Wingo there on the tackle. Gain of 7 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 3. And there's a late flag down near the 47, near side. Stops the clock with 4 minutes and 37 seconds. And again, if you're LSU at this point, down 38-17, certainly don't want to add insult to injury with some extracurricular. We'll see what the call is.
After the play, personal foul, face mask, number 4 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That was kind of what I was talking about. So after a 7-yard run, they will move the football down the field a little further here with 4:37 to play. And Florida State and Mike Norvell, after a 10-win season a year ago, defeated Oklahoma right here in this very stadium in their bowl game, making a statement tonight. 465 yards total offense. Clock moving, 4:17 and counting. LSU now just trying to save face, keep them out of the end zone. That's even easier said than done. On the run, trucking a player at the 20-yard line and stepping out of bounds down around the 15. Zy Alexander forced him out, but Rodney Hill, the third-string running back, feeling it now. The Statesboro native with a hard run and delivered a blow to keep on going. It's 1st and 10. After the run, Seminoles once again inside the red zone. 16-yard gain makes it 1st and 10 at the 16. Down to 3 minutes and 48 seconds. Travis in the pistol formation. Again, we'll take the snap. We'll try the end around, coming left to right. LSU's able to get there in time and force Span out of bounds into the Seminole bench. 3.5 to go. It's that time Ovia Gofu on the tackle.
Chris, would you have to say that you're surprised at the status of this game right now?
Very much so. And again, as I mentioned, I don't know that many thought it would be this lopsided.
I never, ever thought that could possibly be.
Thought we might have a few more points than last year, just based on the returning offensive players. But again, they'll stick to the ground here on the handoff to Hill up the middle. Gets us under 3 minutes remaining. A couple of yards on the carry. .239 remaining on the clock.
The biggest surprise for me out of this is LSU got out physical. And I think, Doug, you especially on both sides of the football, on the offensive line, on offense, the defensive line for Florida State was tough, and they didn't have to bring a whole lot of pressure on Daniels, and they stopped run. And then Florida State's offensive line has been one of the storylines in the second half, no question.
3rd down and 6 from the Tiger 12. Travis sprinting out to the right, looking downfield. Now will tuck and run near side. And gets slammed down as he worked inside the 10 down near the 7-yard line. Travis took a shot, but he's up. Adrenaline going to carry him out of that one. He has had a heck of a ball game tonight, leading this Seminoles offense in his 6 years as a college football player. Picks up the first down. It'll be 1st and goal at the LSU 4 with 1:49 clock moving, 4th quarter. 1 year at Louisville, and then now 5 seasons as a Florida State Seminole. First down goal to go from the 4 with Florida State leading 38-17. This time they'll keep it on the ground, and this time running right side with no problem is Jaheim Bell. Caught a touchdown, now he runs for a touchdown. 4-yard rush. And the deficit continues to mount late in this one. LSU's been outscored 30-0 in the second half after having a 17-14 lead going into the halftime locker room. But they have been stifled by the Seminole defense. They've been stuck at 17 while the Noles have ran and thrown up and down the field. 44-17, and Fitzgerald trying to make it 45. Point after upcoming. Snap, set, kick on its way. And kick is good. 45-17, Florida State. Putting the rest of college football on notice tonight in this top 10 matchup. Tigers, remember, whenever you're ready to cool it down, count on Slow Melt Ice. Colder, cleaner, and longer lasting. Since 1997, Slow Melt Ice has been a leader in providing packaged ice and bulk ice for commercial, industrial, and retail businesses in South Louisiana. For more info, check them out at slowmeltice.com. That's SLOMELTICE.com. Want to invite you to come experience the best pregame activities at the Bud Light Fan Zone, located in front of the PMAC next to Tiger Stadium, coming up this Saturday. Listen to live bands, and, of course, our very own LSU Game Day, presented by Three Olives, takes place down there. Chris Ardois performs live before the Grambling game next week. Tigers have their home opener. So another kickoff for Ryan Fitzgerald. He makes the approach, puts the ball in the air. Clayton will let it sail out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And with 1:26 to go in this contest, LSU will have it first down at 10 at the 25. Next week, Florida State will head west back to their home to take on Southern Miss at Doak Campbell Stadium. And as I mentioned, LSU will welcome in Grambling next Saturday at Tiger Stadium. 45-17. And Camping World Stadium, as you might imagine right now, pretty much all maroon and gold. Jayden Daniels on first down will take the snap. Again, has time, launches it near side. Thomas waiting for it, caught at the 49-yard line. Now Thomas off to the races, to the 20, 15, 10, near side into the end zone. A 75-yard touchdown reception with 1:15 to go in this ball game. And the Tigers get their first score of the second half on the 75-yard hitter from Daniels to Thomas, who outran the Noles defense. Damian Ramos will come on, try to add a point here for the Tigers. 45-23 they now trail. It's hard to find a silver lining in a game like tonight. But credit LSU, at least offensively, not willing to just call it a night. Thomas tonight, 142 yards receiving on 7 receptions as Ramos's kick is up, and it's good. That'll make it 45-24 with 1:15 to go. With that good kick, the good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Tigers General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate.
Well, it does sound a lot better than 45-17, I guess, doesn't it? Not that much better, but it sounds better. These are hard to understand, aren't they? I know you've seen a lot of football games, Chris, and I have too, but these are hard to explain when you look at two teams that are seem to be evenly matched. And the history from last year would give both sides a reason to look at this as a revenge game. And yet, from the beginning of the second half on, it was just a totally different game than what we would have expected. And I can't explain it. I mean, I've gotten beat by some teams in games that I played in, but I never understood that either.
LSU obviously trying the onside kick. It was fielded by Azariah Thomas. And Florida State will keep possession here with 1:15 to go. It'll be first down and 10 at the LSU 42-yard line. Florida State setting up what appears to be the victory formation here, as Travis will take the snap, take a knee. Clock begins to move with 1:09 in this fourth quarter. LSU well over 300 yards of offense in that first half, had a 17-14 lead, but as Doug just told you, it was all Florida State in the second half. 498 yards total offense. Just kind of took the wind out of the sails for the Fighting Tigers in that third quarter. Turned the game towards an obvious home field advantage here, and all the momentum went to the Seminoles, and well deserving of a 45-24 victory as Travis will take another snap, take another knee, and that should do it. Sidelines will empty from both sides. And in back-to-back meetings, Florida State hands LSU their first loss of the year in back-to-back season openers. Mike Norvell and Florida State making some noise here in Orlando tonight with a dominating second half performance by their quarterback, their receivers, and their offensive and defensive line. Horn sounds, this one's in the books. Florida State gets the win to move to 1-0 on the season. The Tigers fall to 0-1. Final score from Orlando, Florida State 45, LSU 24 on the Aetna LSU Sports Radio Network.
All right, that's the end of the matchup right there, fam. Really awful game, man. What can I tell y'all, man? That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. Pretty awful. LSU laid a big egg today in this one. This was pretty bad. Not gonna tell you no different, man. Let's go over the teams if y'all could bear it, man. First and foremost, shout out to the Florida State team and their fan base, because they came out in this matchup and they played well, man. They played well in the matchup. LSU simply just didn't come to play in this game. I don't know what to tell you about this sick performance. This was god awful. I'm totally embarrassed. Don't know what to say about this one, but shout out to Florida State, man. They came in there and handled the business. Brian Kelly said, we're going to beat the heck out of this Florida State. And then Florida State says, nah, we're going to beat the hell out of your ass. And that's exactly what they proceeded to do to LSU all night. Scoring, so it's just ridiculous. They scored 21 points in the fourth quarter alone to rout the Tigers 45-24. Garbage time touchdown by them. LSU's offense was pathetic. Their offensive line was a pushover, couldn't establish the running attack. One-dimensional Jayden Daniels style offense, no traditional vertical patterns. It just was hideous. It was hideous, and Florida State seen it. And at some point, the game was in the balance. Drop passes everywhere. Florida State was dropping the ball. LSU wide receivers didn't come to play. They were dropping the pass. So it was just pathetic, man. Not worth watching, to be honest with you, but let's go over the team statistics in this one, man. As LSU loses another one to open the season up against Florida State. They lost it barely last year. They just gave it up on this one. All right, in the first quarter, or first downs, actually, LSU 23-22. That's about all they won today. 19 of 14. Florida State was on third downs. LSU was 3 of 10 on third downs and 0 for 3 on fourth downs. Total yards, 494 by Florida State versus 460 by LSU. You see the passing statistics, 359 to 347 advantage Florida State. 24 of 32 versus 22 of 37 by LSU. They averaged over 11 yards per throw in the matchup. LSU was 9.4 interceptions on both sides of it. Florida State at 135 rushing yards versus 113, 34 attempts by Florida State versus 27 by LSU. Florida State averaged 4 yards per carry, LSU at 4.2. A lot of that was Jayden Daniels. Penalties. Florida State, despite having 7 penalties for 64 yards, still was able to rout the Tigers. 2 of 13 for the penalties for LSU. Turnovers, LSU had 2 turnovers, a fumble loss, and an interception in a time of possession. 34-48 for Florida State versus 24-37 by LSU. Awful game. Awful, pathetic display of football to start the year. It looked like they just didn't come to play. The offensive line to me was pathetic, but let's keep the statistics going. Jayden Daniels, individual, 22 of 37 for 347, 9.4 yards per throw. He had a touchdown and a pick. Of course, the pick was when he threw to the wide receiver, slipped down on the play. Easy pick by Florida State DB. He led the team rushing, 15 scrambles for 64 yards, over 4.3 yards per rush. Josh Williams, 4 carries for 44 yards. They couldn't establish a running attack outside of Jayden Daniels scrambling. Couldn't do it. I know it's a tough order with Florida State's defensive line, but LSU, if the family members out there hear me, that offensive line was ugly. They were just distasteful all night long. They just were distasteful. They looked like they were scared. I ain't gonna say scared, but they just were overpowered against that Florida State front. They just couldn't get any damn thing going. But anyway, Ryan Thomas was the top guy. He got the garbage time touchdown at the back end of the game. 7 catches, 142, 20.3 on average for 1 touchdown. Took 1 for 75 yards. Malik Nabers, 6 catches for 67 yards, 11.2 yards. Not anything really good shaking. Mason Taylor had 4 receptions for 39 yards, 1 for Trey Bradford, 3 by Karen Lacey. He dropped a couple of passes, Karen Lacey did, in the matchup as well. And, of course, we look at the other side of it with their team. Jordan Travis, 22 of 31 for 342. He had 4 touchdowns and an interception, averaged over 11 yards per throw. Trey Benson was the top running back, 12 carries, 47 yards. Jordan Travis had 7 scrambles for 38 yards and a score. Rodney Hill had 5 scrambles for 20 runs for 29 yards. 6'4" Lawrence Tofili for 6 carries for 21 yards on the day. They finished 34 for 135 and 2 scores on the ground. Their top guy was Keon Coleman, who just put on the day, man. He was excellent today for Florida State. 9 catches for 122, 3 touchdowns on the game for him. Johnny Wilson, 7 for 104. Jaheim Bell had 2 for 49 in the score as well. So, and we look at the fumbles. Aaron Anderson botched the fumble, a punt return attempt. He botched it, gave the ball to Florida State. Ultimately, it didn't impact what was going on in the game. Well, actually, it kind of did. LSU defense did what it could before the bottom fell out, to be honest with you. Deuce Chestnut had a pass defense there and an interception for the team, and not much else to talk about for LSU in the matchup. They get ready for, I think it's Grambling we got next. I don't know. I forgot who we got next. Y'all let me remind me in the chat. I'm at the draw. Matter of fact, I could pull up the schedule quickly. This is one of those ones you just want to forget. Yeah, they got Grambling coming up, a cupcake. Now, no disrespect to Grambling. Then, of course, they got Mississippi State behind them, followed by Arkansas. But starting off against Florida State again this year with another loss. Last year was a lot more competitive, despite the fact that they had a boatload of problems last year. This year was just a complete maelstrom of problems for LSU that ended really bad. Awful, distasteful football that we've seen today. All right, Kevin Collins says, Q, we can't call them Tigers. They are Cubs. Yes, they played. This was awful, man. This was terrible. All right, JC says LSU's O-line was Golden Corral, all-you-can-eat buffet tonight. Yeah, the offensive line looked scared to me. I don't know what it was. They were outmanned. They were outmuscled. They didn't play with any heart consistently. Jayden Daniels felt like from the first 2 quarters of play like he was just on eggshells there. You know, he couldn't get comfortable in the pocket. And his passes were floating a bit. He just looked off. You've seen Coach Kelly pointing at him, trying to get him straight. Wide receivers fussing, saying throw the ball over here. His accuracy kind of waned a bit, but he could have played a hell of a lot better. But the offensive line is supposed to set the tone. They were awful, and Florida State just dominated them all night long. All right, so Damian says at this point, who cares who they got after the? Yeah, well, the thing is, you would want to lose early than lose late. So they lost early. They lose this opening game to Florida State. Florida State is ranked 8, so you don't expect Tigers I don't think they'll fall outside the top 10. But usually it's when you lose, it's better to lose early than to lose late. It just happens like that. So they'll regroup, get ready for Grambling. They'll stump Grambling. They'll play well against Mississippi State. Then they got Arkansas behind them. And then they'll kind of put together a string of wins like they did last year. And Brian Kelly would use this film because this was outright domination. This was a rout. Like, and you felt it at halftime. The Tigers were up 17-14 at half. At half, they were up, and then they were destroyed in the second half, 31-7. Them people put up 31 points on LSU in the second half, and LSU scored in a garbage time way to Thomas for 7 yards. A 31-7 half for a 45-24 domination. It was just awful. They just ran away from it. They made the adjustments. LSU did not make any adjustments that were noteworthy. Whatever adjustments they made were unsuccessful. Didn't mean anything, and they get routed in this one. So it was just distasteful, a very distasteful way for the team to end this matchup. So I'm just really let me hear what you guys think about some of this crap that we just seen today. Very distasteful piece of crap garbage game. Shout out to Florida State. Congratulations to those folks because they deserve it, man. They had a hell of a win today to help their season, and we knew going into it that this team would that Florida State wasn't going to be a pushover, and they weren't, man. They weren't. So Brian Kelly has got to kind of sit on that thing because he came into it. We're going to beat the heck out of Florida State, and Coach Mike Norville said, man, you heard that? They gave us some building board material, and they put on some extra points on LSU just to say, oh, yeah, y'all going to do what? So in the end, like I said, we'll see how it all flakes going. But the reality is right now, this team right now is they got to regroup and get ready for Grambling, and they're going to use this piece of tape. I would actually burn the hell out of this film. I ain't going to lie to you. I would burn the absolutely lily hell out of this tape. It's disrespectful. It's awful. And in the end, I don't see what real benefit you can get from even watching this footage. This was distasteful. And Coach Kelly and them, their head was on the swivel all damn night. Trying to figure out what's wrong. It just seems like to me, and I'm not trying to, this is my squad. Just seemed like to me, family, they didn't come to play. They damn sure didn't come to play today. Drop passes. Offensive line was garbage. They didn't get consistent pressure on Travis back there to make it rough for him. Early on in the first quarter, they got him shaky. He was throwing the ball up. Then the second half, they readjusted. They calmed down. They went back to running the ball, and they gashed LSU with the running game. Then the quarterback, Florida State's Jordan Travis, got together and started making the throws to his big wide receivers downfield. And then next thing you know, they started walking the lead away from LSU. The defense then stumped LSU, forced them to punt. Jayden Daniels didn't have any intensity, any fire back there. Wide receivers dropping the ball, him overthrowing wide receivers, underthrowing wide receivers. It was just pathetic. I now want Mike Denbrock, who's the offensive coordinator for LSU, to come up with something else like this. I'm going to take it. You're going to take it. Ball style bull crap. Florida State showed the rest of the league how to deal with LSU with that garbage. You know, you can throw a little that in there, that offense in there, but have more of a traditional style offense too to go to. Not just here, I'm going to take it, you take it. Nah, man, we got to do something better than this because them people ate that up and spit it out. And then, of course, the pathetic game plan by Matt House called this game, the defensive coordinator for LSU, called this horrible game. This horrible game where our secondary was Swiss cheese out there. Number 22 going against the big wide receivers. He wasn't looking for the ball most of the time. He was just outmatched grabbing the guy. He knew he couldn't do too much out there. And we got to do a little bit better than whatever's going on. We got to figure this out because the weak link of the defense for LSU this year is the secondary. Ain't no doubt about it. We didn't have Mason Smith today, who's a big part of what we do up front. But really looking at it, the secondary, we got to figure a way to fix this secondary. Matt House didn't call a good game, in my opinion, today. So it was awful. All right, Damon says bad calls to Q with those goal line stands. Should have took the points. Yeah, they were 0 for, what was it, 3 today? In terms of that was pathetic. I'm totally disgusted with how these people played here today. Totally disgusted. Disgusted. They got a guy who I know is a Georgia guy who says, man, if they lose this game, I'm gonna make fun. I'm gonna talk some mess to you. I said that ain't gonna stop you from talking mess anyway. If they win, lose, or draw, you're gonna still talk your mess. But this is ammunition when stuff like this happen, when you see them rout. I mean, they routed LSU. They stumped LSU on the ground out there, man. That was awful. And they demoralized them. They looked stupid out there. They was running over them, knocking them down. They were confused. You can look in the secondary. Them guys were confused. They ain't know what they were lining up at. They got their hands, like holding their hands out, like, what do you want me to do? It's just that that's not what we need to do here. All right, JC says Barry King ain't a good coach. Nah, Brian Kelly's a good coach, man. The team wasn't prepared to play today. This was a bad outing by LSU. Max says blueprint to beat LSU is out there. Now, you're right, bro. Teams will use this same offense till LSU can't start. You absolutely right. Florida State showed the rest of the college football world how to beat LSU's I'll take it, you take it bullshit offense. And now listen, that works sometimes, but you got to have a traditional offense too to fall back on, like a vertical getting down the field and other type of offense. It can't just all be on Jayden Daniels. We got to be able to run the ball too. We got to be able to use our tight ends. We got to be able to block. But see, the thing is, they knew that the offensive line today was not doing what they were supposed to do. The guy, in many cases, didn't have time to throw. He had to run away from his run for his life. They couldn't open up any really serious running lanes for LSU's running game to get together. And the only reason why they had as much yardage they had on the ground anyway was because Jayden Daniels scrambling all over the place, running for his life. He never got comfortable back there. Wide receivers never truly had a rhythm. They were dropping the passes and all this kind of foolishness. And it's just terrible, man. They didn't really want to win, is what I'm saying. You don't go all the way out there to the East Coast and then sit up there and lay a floppy egg like what they did against the Florida State team. You had plenty of time to prepare for. So it is what it is. So anyway, Rose says, bro, Harold Perkins was on the milk carton. And listen, Max said something great. Max said that Florida State showed the football world on how to beat LSU. He's right. And how to defeat that I'm going to take it, you're going to take it bullshit offense that they run out there where Jayden Daniels holds the ball, then looks around and then lets the running back take it or not. That we got to do something better than that, bro. They're going to, you're not going to be able to use that against competent teams at a higher level. They're going to smush that out. You're going to have something that you can throw that in with something else. We have to have more of a traditional style offense when we move the ball around. But the offensive line has to do a better job, way better job of blocking. But Harold Perkins, the words out on Harold Perkins to a degree too. You just simply run at Harold Perkins. Run at him. And that's what they did. If you see in some of these plays, they ran at Harold Perkins and challenged him. It didn't work out. It didn't work out well. He got pushed out of the way on a lot of plays. They try to rush him off the edge. That didn't work at times. So Florida State really minimized Harold Perkins in this game too. If you go back and watch the film, if you can stomach it, you'll see that at times they ran directly at Harold Perkins and had success at it. So yeah, it was crazy, man. Yeah, Devin says, yeah, they let him rush the passer and he got ate up. He got ate up on many drives because he never made it home to get the quarterback down, to get Travis down. So I mean, yeah, it's we're gonna see, man, how this all gonna work. But yeah, this is not a good way to start off the college season. But in the end, LSU got it handed to them in the worst way against the team that Coach Kelly said we're gonna beat the heck out of Florida State. Florida State said, no, you're not. We gonna whoop your tail, and that's exactly what the hell they did to LSU today. So terrible, man. Terrible outing for us today. Sorry to wish I had a better post-game broadcast for you guys about LSU, but ultimately it didn't end the way we wanted it to end, with Florida State getting the L. LSU in turn gets the L, and now we have to study tape and get ready for Grambling on the flip side. So we'll take a few more comments from you guys. Max says defense got tired in the second half, on the field way too long, ran out of gas. You're right, because the offense couldn't do nothing, couldn't do a damn thing. All right, so yeah, like I said, let me see. Look at the third down. LSU was 3-10 on third down and 0 for 3 on fourth down. That's awful. That is awful, man. It is awful. So, like I said, we'll see how it all turns and goes. But Florida State showed LSU and SEC what time it was today. Let me tell you something. They handled LSU. They ran over them in this game. They really dominated LSU, and really the score would have been a lot less than that. It should have been 45-17. They snuck a garbage time in touchdown in there to kind of make it look a lot worse, a lot easier than what it appeared to be. But really, it was this dismantlement in the second half. They made them adjustments and ran away with it. Kevin says, hey, the announcer said that FSU was going to attack the left side of the line. They felt it was the weakest side. Damian says, I always tell people, you can't get hype about a player after 1 year. I feel the same about Rashid Shaheed for the Saints. They have tape now. Well, like I said, it was to me, and when my eyes watched the game, it was distasteful, because in order for you to get victories like the game against Florida State, you have to be dominant in the trenches. And LSU was not dominant in the trenches on the offensive side of it. Florida State was. Florida State offensive line protected Travis. They protected him and allowed him to stand back there and make the throws. They were able to open lanes for the running game to run as well. So they did that and bought him time to make throws. So on the offensive side, their offensive line won against our defensive line. And you're right, they got worn down toward the end because LSU's offense couldn't stay on the field to buy them time. They threw in interceptions, put the offense back out there. 3-and-out plays, they couldn't get anything going. And many times the offense was going backwards. The LSU offensive line were severely dominated by Florida State's defensive line. They kept pressuring. Verse kept moving, doing his thing, and several other their players were dominant and just pushing Dellinger and all these other clowns back. So, the line play, offense and defense for LSU wasn't their advantage. All that was to Florida State. They dominated the trenches, which is why they won this contest. LSU's offense did not come to play. Their offensive line was missing in action. Their wide receivers were dropping passes. They were confused. Jayden Daniels was not confident out there at all, throwing passes behind guys, over guys, just in front of guys. And it just didn't work today. So it's a bad outing, man, to start off with it as well. So Mason Smith does return next. So we'll have Mason Smith next game. And even if we had Mason Smith this game, at Florida State, I still say Florida State will more than likely have won, because the big problem for them today was the offensive line for LSU. They were awful. They were trash, garbage. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, with that being said, fam, I'm gonna get ready to get out on that one, man. Listen, I wish I had better news for the family members tonight to kind of talk about what the hell happened seriously with this matchup and how everything went so bad, but you've seen it with your own damn eyes on exactly what happened here with this matchup. So in the end, it wasn't a pretty thing, and we have to kind of regroup for Grambling, come back and see if we can get back on the winning side of things next week. So with that being said, we're going to get out on that. Listen, I appreciate all the family members for chiming in on this episode. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, and make Tough Tiger Talk one of your favorite LSU podcasts. With that being said, I'm Big Q, and I'm going to holler at y'all on the next one, man. Go Tigers.
Subscribe to the Tough Tiger Talk channel and stay up to date for all things LSU football.